So here we are.
Yeah, it's
The
me.
data drop. The Tsar bomber. This is it. I should probably apologize to everyone just in advance. Look, I am really sorry that this drama is prolonging. I know that you guys are fucking bored of it. I know that you guys are fucking willing to are just willing to say, oh, you know, get over it. However, of course, it still has to be addressed. Even if I don't, look, here's the thing: they'll fucking jump on this if we don't address it. They'll perpetuate it as well. So basically, this will be our last video debunking the whole Tsar bomber. I reckon that they might have some. They'll probably do some like Tsar bomber 2 Electric Boogaloo, but most of that's probably going to be taken out of context and fucking faked. So I'm really sorry that this is the case. To both Danov, to both everyone who might be watching this. I'm really sorry, Comrade Electric. We were originally just going to do this whole thing, this whole stream, but I think it's best that Danov and I just fucking do this, get this over and done with, nail it on the head, and just fucking move on and get on with our fucking lives, because this is, in a sense, getting fucking ridiculous.
All right, and I'm here. I'm here as well, and I'm currently at the reins. Bodko's looking on my screen, and I currently have all the files here to look at. Even though this was a leftypol drop, I'm actually surprised because there isn't actually a lot of leftypol images. Most of it's Finntrolls or thought slimes. But for this in general, there's only this one folder listed 3 with Finntroll shit still in it, and the main directory here with all the, not all, but some of the photos that were in the leftypol part of the drop. There was never actually a lot of shit from leftypol in the first place, but I guess EE and Blue just clumped all these communities together as the leftypol, SJW, whatever. So
yeah, despite the fact that leftypol doesn't like liberals.
Yeah, or that shit in general. But we're gonna get to that soon. Now, the 3 main claims weighted against us was that we are SJWs, leftypol, we are pedophiles, and we support jihadism. I'm not sure how the last 2 can coexist, but whatever. We're not gonna question that, because we have to go through each photo individually and see what we actually have here. Of course, we're going to start at the Tsar Bomba directory and then go into the specific folder. So, without further ado, let's start.
Okay.
Now, right here we see Comrade Electric, his profile, server, shit like that. That's very small. Just a list of members, I guess.
Yep.
Bodko's profile, shared servers, Ash again, more members. Bodko again for some reason. Bodko again for some reason. More members, I guess. Oh, that's the first message. Can you see that?
I can't really see that. What does it say?
It says, "Do you have Asperger's? Do you enjoy anime? Why'd I argue every stupid point an Americanized fag puts out, lol." So Brez's secretary is an Eastern European, I think. Well, I know he's part of that gang. Let me just check over here. Whoop! Whoop! What the fuck? God damn it. Whoop! Alright. And here... I don't want to discredit Brez because I don't make sure. Okay, yeah, he's Polish. Because, you know, in leftypol, sometimes people just like to change their name so much, it gets annoying. I haven't changed my name in fucking forever. So Brez is one of our Polish people, from Poland. I'm pretty sure. So it's, being an Eastern European, it's understandable why you would have this kind of conservative social view, say this type of shit. But the bigger idea here is that this is definitely not SJW talk. You know?
Yeah.
Do you have Asperger's? Do you enjoy anime? Why'd I argue with every stupid point an Americanized fag puts out? Lol. Of course, that doesn't sound very SJW at all. You know?
I mean, yeah, I was about to say, like, considering the fact that even, like, you know, considering that the normative view of SJWs is that they fucking keep on going on about shit, is, yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous, really. I mean, honestly, if that's the best they fucking have.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'm trying to... Yeah, there we go.
Alright. This image is very small. I have no idea. Like, this guy probably captured it on, like, one of those, like, old phones, you know? Because this thing is tiny.
What else? And what else does it say on the bottom?
Overseer Sequoia says ISIS stands for Islamic Socialist International State.
So, I mean, you know what? Another funny thing is that according to Comrade Electric, and he released this in a video, he actually like fucking Blue even said, "Oh, well, as a matter of fact, yeah, the ISIS thing was fucking stupid. I was just esoteric entity going, you know, being a bit paranoid about it."
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously yeah. You can go.
Yeah, but like, dude, if this is like, if that's like, honestly, if you honestly think that's like the big oh fucking be all and end all, someone who's basically fucking shit posting about ISIS, I really have no idea what the fuck to talk to you about.
Yeah, like
really,
even like the cultural normies have that type of shit where they talk about, you know, ISIS and whatever. So are they Islamic State people too? I guess not. Of course, I think Islamic Socialist International State. That's just fucking hilarious to me. All right.
Yeah.
Amancer then says to Organized Terror, send hand pick. Organized Terror says okay, and then Caster says don't. He has a hand. Okay. I think
he has a what?
He has a hand. I think that's some kind of joke to Islamists chopping off people's hands and shit from Caster. Yeah. Now, of course, people. Let me make something clear. Caster believes in Islam, right? And now orange tag means non-leftist trusted. So Caster is not a leftist, but he is a member of our server who is trusted. And of course, whoa, I got a message from Discord for whatever the fuck that was. And as you can see, of course, I think Caster and Exuviate, another Islamist, but not, of course, a radical Islamist, you know, someone who believes in Islam is not an Islamist fundamentalist, you know. We have these guys in the server, of course, because they don't break the rules, and they can express their point of view as long as they're not breaking the rules, you know. Basic shit. Right, we're not going to suppress people.
We have fucking people like, it was like Boy Pushy over like in Trapistan or whatever the fuck. He's like a non-leftist, and he's kind of trusted, and he's like a shit poster. Like again, that's also another thing that's kind of makes us a bit different from SJWs, that that leftypol, at least in their case, actually allows people from differing views to voice their opinion as long as they don't break the rules. I'm a bit different on that. Basically, I think that if you start like, you know, espousing right-wing bullshit, I'd just say, okay, fuck off. But to say that leftypol is social justice warrior that's a fucking lie.
Yeah, there's also like, it's not just people who believe in Islam. There's also conservative Catholics or Orthodox Christianity types of people.
Yeah, the Cathpol gang.
Cathpol gang. And even we have a couple of fascists who are trusted because, you know, of course, even though we obviously disagree with them, they're not shitposting, they're not breaking the rules, they're not being stupid, you know, they're not spamming, right? So, you know, as long as you're not advocating for genocide, of course, you can be in the server as long as you commit to some kind of discussion, right? Yeah. You know, in the leftypol server, we have trusteds and untrusteds. And untrusteds are usually for, you know, right-wingers, mostly because the general tendency is that right-wingers in the server used to shitpost a lot, and that's why things were segregated. That's why when Esoteric Entity says that, you know, these things were put behind locked channels, it's because the quality of discussion is different between the chat for users and chat for, you know, the right-wingers. Because in the past, the right-wingers would be typically more cancerous, and they would poison the discussion for the leftist people talking in general. So that's the reason behind it. And of course, you know, if you're the type of person to lie about your ideology to get into the user channels for leftists, of course we're gonna, you know, put our shit down. You might call that damage control, but if you're breaking our rules, then we know we're gonna go after you. And that's what happened. Yeah.
Like, oh, God forbid, people enforce the fucking rules on leftypol. Oh, you do some shady shit that goes against the rules. You ban them? Fuck, leftists exposed. Like, oh, really, they did the same thing with Thought Slime. They basically said, oh, there was this one guy who was banned for breaking the rules, and but they still like fucking had, like, you know, they were still talking to him. Like, that doesn't fucking mean anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
He broke the fucking rules. He got banned. That's the basic gist of it.
Pretty much.
So I don't know what the fuck to, like, you know, to say. I'm really surprised that, like, you know, Thought Slime or fucking An Actual Joke haven't made videos on this shit.
Well, we are.
Probably best to. I mean, sorry, what?
Well, we are.
I know, but like, you know, but probably best to them. I mean, they've at least been spared by the brunt of this retardation, to be honest.
All right, we good? Moving on?
Yeah, we're good. Let's keep on moving.
Okay. All right. A manster says frick with two C's. Then I know this person, but I don't know how they're actually called because Chinese character name and shit like that. He says, I don't really, but I'm free to point out someone being a retard. Caster then says randomly, isn't socialism the way to communism? Then the Chinese character guy says, the meme defense is Reddit tier. Caster says, I'd say ISIS is up there in that way. And then Brez's secretary says, do you have Asperger's? Do you enjoy? Then it cuts off.
So basically, it was just someone calling out that guy for being stupid.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But of course, that's only 6 of the messages that I can see. It could be more. I don't know. Of
Yeah.
course, Caster is
again,
shit posting because this is part of the whole ISIS Islamic socialist type of shit, which is in and of itself parodying a different thing about an article defending ISIS against Islamic or Western imperialism.
US imperialism.
Yeah, that type of shit. So there's
yeah,
also
and again, Caster is also a non-leftist. So
yeah,
again,
and he's shit posting.
Yeah.
So if you actually knew the context, there's actually a deeper layer to this. What he's saying, which of course can fly over the heads of people who are not accustomed to this community and come in to take things out of context in this kind of way. Moving on.
Maybe right along.
Okay, official imam of Slog Gang says, to stationary nomadic. You can read this, right?
Kind of. Your children under liberalism. The text is was a bit blurry for me. Hang on a second. I might be able to adjust some stuff. Give me a moment.
I know that on my end I have to edit the quality, and I have to have Nitro for 60 FPS and 1080p. So you might not be able to. So okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Organized Terror, who is he's more as an individual, he's more of like a shitposter type. In our server, he has the autism tag and the autistic black hole tag, which of course tells you that you're shittier in terms of the quality of the content you input into the server, but you're not shitty enough to get yourself banned or kicked. But yeah, you can see here he says your children under liberalism, and we can see I think it is a boy or a girl wearing some kind of dress or whatever dancing. Well, of course, I'm not sure if that's the child pornography they were talking about, but of course that isn't.
Yeah, it's basically like
just a kid.
It's like kind of like I think it was actually derived of that fucking meme from poll. They made it on Twitter, but it said this is the future that liberals want.
Yeah.
And it showed like this this transgender person, or this trans person, sorry, and this person, and sitting right next to a Muslim lady in a niqab. So, yeah, like oh goodness gracious me, a child dressing in a rather weird fashion.
Yeah.
How will we ever recover? So again, it's probably just like so it's probably either one, a shit post, and if that's like the best that you've got, like this is your kid under liberalism, more or less that's kind of talking about, oh hey, we got to watch out for our kids.
Yeah,
so I don't know what the fuck. Yeah.
If like EE's gang would probably think this is something we endorse, but of course, as you can tell from our previous discussions, it's not really something that leftypol endorses because, as I mentioned, most of us in the leftypol server are not from Eastern Europeans, people from Asia, more socially conservative places, and we as a server get criticized typically because of our more conservative social values, which just happen to be the ones that we have for across the world. I mean, most of the world is by, like, if we were to take the American standard of what racism is, the rest of the world would be extremely racist. Like, more racist than us. And of course, the more SJW leading part of the leftist community thinks that we are, more or less reactionary even, just because of our more conservative social views as a server. Which, of course, you can criticize, however, it's not anti-Marxist to shitpost. Like if you actually listen to what Marx said about certain people groups, you'll tell that you could say that even Marx is a reactionary, which of course he wasn't, because you don't have to be. Of course, if you're a racist, you can't be an internationalist. But if you have generally socially conservative values, you can't be non-Marxist or reactionary unless you're actually advocating for things that would go against Marxist theory of internationalism and shit like that in general. So
I'd probably say that there might have been just to like this might be a bit of a distraction. I did hear somewhere that Marx did not like the Slavs one bit, but that remains to be seen.
Of course.
But anyway, moving right along.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a product of the time, and as we know, Marxist theory constantly evolves.
Yeah, and of
so
course,
Yeah,
and of course, I mean, of course, cultural differences also perpetuate a different outlook on certain social topics, and of course, this fluidity in social opinion doesn't really fly in the face of economics, Yeah. So, of course, for the leftists, it's debatable. But of course, you can see here that we're not supporting this type of shit in general because we're a server that doesn't fall in line with those types of ideals. This leftypol server. Of course, Thought Slime and Finntroll are different. Finntroll not so much, but Thought Slime server more. We have, they're different, but for the sake of leftypol, for the sake of leftypol,
they're definitely more socially. Yeah, they're definitely more socially progressive. I think I've even I've had to kind of watch my tongue. I can't say I often swear like a sailor. I say retarded or oh that's fucking stupid or whatever. I don't often say that around Thought Slime because I just out of respect because most people would say that's that's disrespectful, that's ableist, and I don't want to fucking cause it a huge fucking ruckus.
Yeah, and that's just it's just a thing that you can be a Marxist in any case and still have these separate differences, but Marxism doesn't cover this type of shit unless you're the person who believes in the cultural Marxist conspiracy, whatever baloney, which which heavily contradicts how leftypol acts when concerning social type of stuff.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
like I said,
right along.
Yeah, and economics is separate from anybody's feelings or social whatevers. Yeah. But just to finish this up, of course you can tell that we're not endorsing this. Especially organized terror is not, because of course this is very more of a exaggerated photo. All right, moving on. This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Support ISIS against Western imperialism and human rights.
I mean, this just goes back to the same shit that we just discussed. you know,
again. So just so you know, to put this into context, there are at least two leftist quote unquote leftist organizations that fucking supported it. One of them is kind of unofficial because it's on Reddit. The other one is in Italy, and basically the one in Italy unironically supports ISIS against Western imperialism. They think that they're conducting some sort of holy jihad, but I think the thing where this joke came from, and that's Operation Terror again, who's given the autistic The other thing where this came from was also a post that was found on Reddit saying, from Marxist-Leninist, Maoist server, whatever, that we must support ISIS against Western imperialism.
No, it was the Imperialist Holy Alliance.
The Imperialist Holy Alliance. That's it. So literally, you're basically looking at a shitpost and trying to say they support ISIS, which, again, is not fucking true.
At face value, yeah, of course, you could expect that, but you have to understand the context from which this is from. Otherwise, you're not going to get the sarcasm. And of course, organized terror is more of a shitposty kind of discusser, So of course, just like before, this is a complete shitpost, right? And of course, I mean, and just confirming that is rubbing off the pasta's previous message: support ISIS against the world imperialism and human rights. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't sit there with a straight face and say, oh, they support this. They support ISIS and they support this type of shit. It's literally a shitpost.
Your children under liberalism, your children under ISIS. This is again a whole fucking series of shitposts which they're using as evidence. Anyway, moving right along.
This is part of that this is part of the picture where they were talking about the Taliban doing eco-friendly type of stuff. I think it's here. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Taliban chief urges the planting of trees, blah blah blah. Exuviate, which is believes in Islam. He was a third international theory before, but then he just went to Islam in general. He's former staff. That's the purple tag in our server. And of course, when you say Chad did this type of thing, of course you're shitposting, right?
Yeah. And and the one before that was what the fuck? I love Al Qaeda now.
Yeah, that was there as well. And
exactly. So again, it's a bit like fucking it's a bit like when during leftypol when fucking Alex Jones denounced Trump, and he also or when he fucking posted that quotation from Rosa Luxemburg. And then a lot of like people on leftypol said like, "Oh, what the fuck? I love Alex Jones now."
Pretty much that.
It's like, I mean, what the fuck? I love X now is like is a meme. So again, more shit posts. So I don't really know what the fuck you're trying to achieve here.
And like I saw this article on the front page of Reddit, pretty much. So I mean, are you willing to say that all these guys are all the liberal redditors are also supporting jihadic Islamism too? You know, I mean,
yeah, Islamic jihadism too. Taliban electric boogaloo.
You know, like this is just a funny article. Like Taliban chief urges planting of trees. Like, come on, you wouldn't expect that. And this is from BBC News, after all. Like, come on, this is just fucking. Like when I first saw this, I was laughing my ass off because this is just funny. This article is just funny. You know? Oh wait, let's go back.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that the people of ISIS were like ecologically friendly?
Yeah. So, and then our server leader, brotherly leader Brezhnev says, "Epic at Exuviate, Chad, epic. What WTF? I love Taliban now." Okay, and then it goes back to support the Taliban against Soviet and American imperialism. Taliban Gang B, support ISIS against world imperialism and human rights. So this goes back to the previous two images. I'm not sure why it's out of order. That's Triganti's fault or whoever recorded this shit. But you know, you can tell that this is just a bunch of shit posting, right? And if you're in the leftypol unofficial leftypol server, you know you're going to see there's a lot of shit posting type of discussion, and that's just how things are. You know.
Yeah. Like I mean, come on! They literally say gang and B. Like that's like if the chef bowl, if like the whole idea of the various gangs that have come out of leftypol memes. I mean, I'm talking anti-Anglo gang, the Nazbol gang, Chef Bowl gang, Cath Bowl gang, fucking whatever kind of sort of like a national anarchist gang. Like all of this fucking stuff is like has come out of like a series of a shit tons of shit posts. I really don't know what the fuck to say. Other than, like, really. Fucking really. That's the best you've got. Literally catching us shitposting. Anyway, moving right along.
Okay. Well, this was small. Brez's secretary says, "Who's Heinrich?" And then one of our, XXX Baguette Lover says, "Himmler." Himmler, what the hell? Wait, give me a second. "Who's Heinrich?" Next guy says, "Himmler." Then, "is now a nicest supporter." Then Heinrich isn't on a watch list. A memory guy. I have no clue how to how am I supposed to interpret this? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know exactly how to interpret this other than, oh, hey, there's this one guy who we found out was supporting ISIS.
Heinrich isn't on a watch list. Memory guy. Yeah, well, yeah. It kind of splits up, I guess. I don't really know. This is just a confusing image in general, if you ask me. There's Caster who links Twitter of somebody. I think that was the part of the claim that we support Islamists. I don't know. Islamic jihadists.
I think it might be him. Like or maybe that might be him. Like, oh, now he supports ISIS. Just check it out on his Twitter profile. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, this is just weird in general. So there's I'm pretty sure there's context, but
I don't really know what to make of that, other than it doesn't even fucking make sense. It doesn't even show us supporting ISIS at all.
Alright. Okay, yeah, I can tell that, like, all these images are going backwards. Okay. Exuviate is saying they didn't like him as in the whole crew. You're not familiar with them, but they're like ex-ISIS supporters nowadays. Not closely. Some of them are on watch lists. Heinrich is too. Okay, yeah, so Heinrich is apparently one of those ISIS supporters. So them discussing ISIS supporters does not make them, ISIS supporters. That's like saying because Holocaust historians discuss the Holocaust makes them Nazis, type of shit.
Yeah.
So there's nothing really special here. Like discussing ex-ISIS supporters does not really make you that type of shit, unless you're saying that you are that type of shit. And going back up further, yes, Quasar is an odd fellow. Heinrich does as well. Heinrich even threatened to visit Quasar. Lol. Why? I prefer the name Ixandar over Kaiser. They didn't like him. They as in blah blah blah. So this is just more of the same conversation. Like it's more like, sounds like they're fucking discussing drama. Yeah, more or less. Moving on. Okay, this is Finnbowls. We're gonna skip Finnbowls because we're talking.
I don't know. Might as well talk about it because.
This is gonna take forever if you ask me.
Okay, so yeah, Spartacus Lee backing ISIS once again.
I mean, he's just linking an article.
Linking an article.
More shit posts. Oh, Rogal is Yeah, Rogal should post sometimes on the Finnbowl server, but it's not really something to be so worried about. And this is from January 10th. That was a while ago. I think they were really trying to find stuff to pin us on.
Yeah, and just a friendly reminder that some Trotskyists support the Islamic State. So again, that's more or less, that comes off more or less as a fucking warning.
And Finntroll server is Marxist-Leninist, and they don't really like Trotskyists in general. So this is kind of pointing the finger at the Trotskyists, you know.
Yeah.
So it's actually against the Islamic State. And of course, above here, Rogol is shitposting saying support ISIS struggle for self-determination. Of course, like before, it comes from the same shitpost, the whole article. But this is just like an inside meme that you wouldn't understand if you were just taking these things out of context. That's just how things are, you know. And this talks about Putin, Soviet times, nationalism. Nothing too special. I mean,
a bad control to be.
This is really nothing really special. It comes back to the three major claims that they were giving to us about pedophilia and whatever.
Yeah.
I think this is proof that we should treat Trotskyists the same as Nazis. They're both historically supported imperialism against socialist countries, Stalin era. Of course, this is Kingfisher giving his own opinion. I don't really know much about this guy, but of course, he's giving his thoughts on Trotskyists, and I guess I think
it's it's more anti-Trotskyist discussion. So, but I guess they wouldn't. But ESO and the rest of the gang wouldn't fucking know anything.
Yeah.
About like fucking various political ideologies. I think it's all the same.
Yeah. Here's the article posted again from somebody, and this guy's like a Nazi flag. I guess I have no clue what's up with that. I know non-leftists are allowed, but I'm not sure if Petit is actually a Nazi or just has the photo for some weird reason. I have no clue.
Yeah.
There's probably more to the photo, but I can't really see. So this is just the article being posted again. Same thing. Nudel here says, supporting the SDF isn't any better than supporting ISIS.
That's more or less like from the whole, like, if you support Rojava, you're imperialist kind of thing.
Yeah, and
that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, this image is smaller. It's the same article again. Argos Panopta says, for Russia. Yeah, just same discussion. Same article again. Back to leftypol. Alright. I believe that the age of consent is a spook in cases where they're only a few years apart. I mean, that's an opinion,
It's 16 in my state, I think. So again, a few years apart. So again, we don't really know how this can be taken out of context. As far as I'm concerned, I would say that the age of consent is not a fucking spook. I believe that, yes, there is a fucking age where you should be able to do that thing. But there is this thing, which I did see in later evidence, that basically they said, if two 15-year-olds decide to consensually bang, that shouldn't be a problem. Now, I don't really know what to fucking think about that because, I lost my fucking virginity at fucking 17, so I don't really know what to... I had a girlfriend when I was fucking 14, so I don't really know what the fuck to think, so...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this opinion is... I have mixed opinions on this opinion, Yeah. But, of course, you can't have kids having sex like that. I mean, that's just weird, I mean, I don't know. If kids are having sex, then it's, in a real scenario, probably staged, because kids don't even know what sex is. So, I really don't know. This is like one of those weird statements, but it doesn't support pedophilia,
Yeah.
It talks about...
It basically says that the age of consent is a fucking spook.
Like
so that doesn't necessarily mean that we say, oh, hey, we're fucking pedophiles now.
Yeah, it's like...
But it's...
I mean, pedophilia is like when you have someone older doing that with someone who's younger, If you're like an adult supporting that usually... Right, and like he says, few years apart. I mean, it could be minors on minors, which is weird to me, personally. Yeah. But it's not. It doesn't fit the definition of pedophilia, though. I mean, that just it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Unless you're like if by few we're saying 3, 18, 15, different case. But I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Like young relationships are a fucking mess, man. Like especially like when it comes to teens. Like, because I know in high school. I knew like friends of mine who like fucking had sex when they were like 15 or 14 or whatnot, and with other 15 or 14-year-olds. So like I'm kind of going. I can understand maybe why he'd say that, but like again, then it becomes a whole fucking semantical argument. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, this doesn't really show anything about fucking pedophilia.
Yeah, like if you're a couple of years apart, like it's not really pedophilia because you're not like this like old balding man raping a 3-year-old kid. It's not really. Yeah. It doesn't fit that definition or connotation. In most cases of this, so it just doesn't really make sense concerning it logically from different standpoints, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Comrade Green says America needs to lower the age of consent to 16. Every single first world country is 16. And then Kama says lots of states have it. I mean, this doesn't advocate pedophilia. It just says, age of consent
It just says,
16.
the age of consent should be 16. I actually did some fucking research in my state, in my country. I actually thought that the age of consent in Australia was fucking 18. But yeah, it turns out it's fucking 16.
Yeah,
so
it's not really pedophilia,
Yeah, it's not really fucking pedophilia if it's like, on a technicality, if it's allowed by the law, it's not a fucking pedophilia. I think it might be, unless we're talking about maybe one of those really fucking strange, older, 40-year-old man having sex with a 16-year-old, then yeah, I could say that's fucking weird and we should absolutely condemn that. That shit is gross.
That's very weird.
But at this point in time, it just basically says like, oh, well, all the other countries in the first world have lowered the age of consent to 16, so but America has not.
Yeah, so does that mean that the Europeans are pedophiles now? Like, come on.
Yeah, because they fucking have lowered the age of... Yeah, it's like, is fucking Finland is Finland and Australia basically fucking, pedophile nations because they lowered the age of consent to 16?
Yeah, it's just,
it's fucking stupid. Anyway, moving right along.
All right. Exuviate says Pakistan has no age of consent because you're not allowed to engage in sexual intercourse unless you're married. Margaret Disher says, I was still right, it doesn't exist. Exuviate says, well, more like it isn't specified because age of consent doesn't matter. Then N says Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan outlaw sex among gay men but allow lesbian sex at 16. So this is just talking about age of consent laws in different nations. Not really pedophilia related. I mean, of course, the Pakistan thing could be pedophilia because Pakistan has a very weird law concerning sexual intercourse. So, I mean, of course.
That's what I'm concerned. Yeah, Exuvia is basically saying, there's no age of consent because you're not allowed to engage in sexual intercourse unless you're married. So he's basically stating a fact about Pakistan.
Yeah, he's just stating what it is.
Yeah. So, and then basically, and he said, well, more like it isn't specified because age of consent doesn't matter. Obviously, he's fucking talking about Pakistan, and they say, oh, we don't have age of consent laws because it doesn't matter to them. So again, taken out of context again. So I don't really think how that's fucking. It's just discussion of age of consent.
Yeah, they're literally just saying age consent or age of consent in there just to find these potentially juicy clips which don't really stand up in reality. Like even when it's out of context, you can still debunk this stuff fairly easily.
Yeah.
All right. From Hoodlum, who is no longer... Actually, he's back, I guess. Yeah, he's back. Age of consent, where it's specified that teens can fuck teens, but old dudes can't fuck teens, are good. I generally agree with this statement, because Hoodlum is directly denying old dudes can't fuck teens. That's directly denying a pedophilia relationship that we talked about a little earlier,
Yeah. And again, it's basically talking about, look, if horny teens want to fuck horny teens when they're younger and they're high school and they're discovering all that shit, that's on them. Again, that's not really pedophilia. It's basically just a bunch of saying, hey, if teens want to fucking bang each other, then fucking go for it.
And that's not really pedophilia. It doesn't fit the definition.
Exactly, that's not pedophilia at all. It's just basically just young relationships, and none of this is being held by someone who's older or whatnot.
Yeah, and once again, Hoodlum directly refutes the whole old dudes can't fuck teens by saying it right there. He thinks that places where age of consent where teens can have sex with each other is okay, whereas with old dudes fucking younger teens, it's not good. I feel like, I can mostly agree with that statement. But this doesn't obviously support pedophilia. It doesn't support pedophilia. That's
it literally says, old dudes can't fuck teens.
That's just, it's straightforward.
Yeah.
From Skoward, he probably shouldn't have rape played in a channel with a lot of people on it, but if he wants to rape play with his legal age consenting girlfriend, I don't see what the big deal is. This is discussing the whole Finntroll drama. This guy's giving his opinion. Take that as you want. The whole Finntroll thing is another story. I really don't care, frankly, about it.
It's fucking old drama. The whole rape shit was fucking disgusting, and the whole idea of the underage shit is pretty fucking weird. But most of people on left Twitter, leftypol, left YouTube, even some people on leftypol have condemned it, saying that shit doesn't fly. And I've already fucking said that shit was fucking wrong. It's disgusting.
Now, looking at these other comments, we can see that Exuviate says, Finntroll is a retard for even proposing an NSFW chat. I'm not really sure who made the NSFW chat, but I mean, this is obviously a more socially conservative opinion from Exuviate. So, once again denying the SJW thing, and once again going against the whole Finntroll, like going against Finntroll for this, which is also not SJW or does not align with the whole pedophilia claim in general. You know?
Yeah.
And Mr. A. Paul says, I hate NSFW chats and servers that don't warrant them. And then ATG at the bottom below this says, I don't participate in them anymore. TBQH. And then Exuviate says, meme arrow having NSFW chats. And well, and leftypol as a server doesn't even allow NSFW in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like I think there was like that one fucking image I posted of the it ain't easy being cheesy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that was
like,
weird.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah. But you know, more or less, of course, we delete NSFW pretty much on sight. You know, and it's a bannable offense. We've banned people for that shit before. You know. Of course, leftypol, the unofficial leftypol server, does not endorse NSFW content of any kind. Okay, no nudity, no shit like that. We don't endorse it. It's not allowed. And people have criticized that, you know, but we don't allow it. That's just how it is.
That just how it be.
Yeah, and of course, if you read the rules, esoteric entity and bluism, you guys would have seen that. Of course, we don't allow this shit. Framing it on the leftypol server doesn't make much sense. You know, maybe for channels which do allow NSFW servers, but not for us, the leftypol server. So there's that. All right, moving on. Okay.
Joining fashy discords. So yeah, basically just a bunch of people infiltrating discords. I mean, considering the fact that esoteric entity and the rest already did this, I don't really see how that's fucking making us guilty or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, people, like, fucking infiltrate, like, Discords all the fucking time. It's a thing that people do.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, this is like a shitpost where Chef Bull is saying, family bonding, infiltrating the alt-right Discord, or infiltrating the alt-right on Discord, together, heart.
Yeah.
You know, this is obviously a shitpost, you know? I mean,
and DM me if there's anything interesting they have said on that server. So
yeah, this is a more serious comment. I'm not sure what server they're talking about because I have not read the conversation. Whatever this is in particular, but you know, it is discussing that idea. But of course, I don't know if they were actually doing that shit.
Most of the shit that, like, the reason why leftists fucking join alt-right discords is mostly just to, like, fucking get, like, literal, like, Shrek tiered. Oh, that's going right in my cringe compilation.
Yeah. And if you also look at our rules, you'll also see that officially in our rules, which we do follow, is that we don't endorse infiltrating or doxing or shit like that for the exact same reason which happened to us. We don't. The leftypol server doesn't endorse doxing and shit because of the type of star bomb stuff that could come back to us if we did this type of stuff, which we didn't do.
Yeah.
So this just came as a direct attack to us because we don't endorse doxing or this crazy shit, not only because of Discord's rules, but because of, it's unethical and we would get ourselves in some shit if we went after other Discords. We just care about our own security and avoiding bullshit in general, let's just say.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Chef Bull posts the journey video, and then Chef Bull also says, okay guys, confess, who was it that violated the NAP? And then Brezhnev says...
So again, conversation about
the the conversation about the video, pretty much a shit post. The damn caps get epic trolled. Ben Shapiro, liberals. Alright. Okay, Mustafa Janiski says, the staff did. You didn't unban me. Well, you attempted to dox SI. SL? I don't know who that is. Getting mad over something important IRL. Who? And then... He says...
So basically, it just seems like a bunch of guys basically ganging up on someone who was in violation of the leftypol rules.
Yeah.
So again, I don't really see what's the big hullabaloo about that.
Yeah, this is Yeah, anti-dox, pretty much.
Yeah, moving right along.
Okay. This continues saying, nice cooked up in GIMP. What the hell? He looks like a normal kid I don't understand. Oh, then Siyoko says, doxing is against the rules, so either way, cut it out, fags. I mean, literally, this is against the doxing.
Yeah.
Like this is literally saying we don't endorse doxing. So he's enforcing our rules. I mean, like, come on, how are you gonna frame that against us? This goes. I'm gonna pretend to be autistic right now. Do you two have to get into a fight over a training or something? Of course, socially conservative. opinions, of course. You can disagree, agree. You know.
Yeah, and I don't really know
Yeah.
what the whole nice cooked up and gimp is.
Yeah, this is some weird shit. But of course, you know, this is not really breaking our rules or aligning with esoteric entities' claims that he has stacked against us. So, I mean, yeah. Moving on. I think this is leftypol. Looks like, or maybe Finntrolls. I don't know. No, you're not. Are you saying all 16-year-olds are equally mature? Lol. You're defending a 24-year-old's rape fantasies. I do that since, as a certified pedagogue, I feel forced to defend the facts and the science. Oh my G.D, are you a teacher? I mean, this...
What's a fucking pedagogue?
I don't fucking know. But...
Let me look that up.
Yeah. But while Baku is looking that up, we can see that, you know, concerning this particular highlight, Sad Queen is being critical of the whole rape fantasy, pedophilia type of thing.
Yeah, so a pedagogue is basically the method and practice of teaching, especially as an academic subject or theoretical concept.
Okay.
So
yeah, teaching.
I do that. I do as a certified pedagogue. So he's a certified academic, for forced to defend the facts and the science.
All right. Of course, yeah, we have Kango Do or whatever saying this comment, then Sad Queen with a different comment saying, you know, Sad Queen is directly questioning and criticizing this defense of the rape fantasies, which is against that idea in general. I think this is Finntroll's. I haven't seen these guys in leftypol before, so I'm pretty sure this is a Finntroll image. But in any case,
if it is leftypol, then again, it's just a bunch of people like criticizing them. So again, like, oh geez Louise, people having an argument saying, hey, we don't defend Finntroll. What exactly is that supposed to entail?
I mean,
and again, that's from fucking April.
Yeah, and this is like this is against the whole rape idea baloney, you know.
Wait, is it? No, is it April or should know?
It's 5/11.
Yeah, okay, so then it'd be in so 20. Is that 2018?
Yeah, it's May 5th. I mean May 11th, 2018.
Yeah, so January.
Yeah, so in any case,
basically a month after the fucking after a month after the whole fucking Finntroll drama.
And still, once again, it's criticizing the whole thing, that'd be the sexual thing that would align with pedophilia in general. But, you know, this is out of context, so I can't really tell what exactly is going on there. You know.
Yeah.
Dia says, is Finntroll the one with the weird rape fantasy? Oh, yeah, this looks like social server. The social server. Pro-socialism says yes. So, of course, Dia, in this question, implies several things. That Finntroll is weird, and that he has a rape fantasy. So this is obviously against the whole idea.
The Finntroll drama.
Yeah, so this is obviously against that whole pedophilia, rape, accusation thing that we were accused of supporting in general. So, I mean, there's nothing else to really say here.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. And, of course, up here it says, why do we hate Finntroll? So, I mean, of course, that falls in line directly with the socialist server's policy on that type of shit. Where they are against Finntroll for whatever happened there.
Yeah, most of them are also fucking against me because I said some like offensive language. So it's
offensive language. Reactionary.
Oh yeah, you're reactionary. As a matter of fact, if you start saying like slurs, you just don't give a shit about minorities and whatnot. It's stupid. I got into a whole fucking. They even said that I compared Black Lives Matter to like Nazis.
What?
Yeah, they fucking did that. Because you know that Death to Idpol video I made like about 2 years ago or whatnot, or maybe a year, I don't know. But basically, I just called out all these people saying like, no, you're all fucking bad. I think that my opinion is like since then evolved because I do know that there are segments of the Black Lives Matter movement that are against this kind of liberal bullshit. But I was literally criticizing Black Lives Matter because literally they, at that time when I made the video, they were class collaborationist. Like they literally like believed, oh, like maybe we should have some more cops, some more private property. Private schools, they basically were endorsed by the fucking banks. They didn't really stand, they were pretty much, they were liberal as fuck.
No, but they were minorities, buddy. They were minorities, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Like, come on.
Yeah, okay. Oh, shit.
You're just being reactionary at this point.
Shit, better go in and, better talk shit or self-crit.
You're not even an anarchist, huh? Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you're not even an anarchist.
They accused me of fucking, like, supporting cops because of that comment.
Yeah. You may like black flags, but you don't even like blacks. Come on, man.
Jeez
Louise.
What is this? How will I ever recover? But anyway, this one. but it's such a taboo at the moment. Delete. If it helps pedophiles control their urges, I mean.
Yeah, I reading through these a little earlier. I'm skeptical of this guy. He says weird shit. And
Is he on the leftypol server?
I can't even tell. I've never seen this guy before. So I mean, given the colors, he's not. Yeah, given the colors, he's not.
So this is probably from a different. So this is probably from a different server.
Yeah. So even yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that if it helps pedophiles control their urges, I mean, I think that, I mean, this kind of brings up a bit of a moral like argument, saying like, yeah, pedophilia is bad, but if there's a way to fucking stop pedophiles from being pedophiles, then we ought to do it.
I think they're talking about lollies. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
which I think is
is like, yeah, lolly porn is fucking.
It's weird.
Is fucked.
Weird.
It's fucked.
It's weird.
Because like they always do that. Yeah, they always do that fucking weird shit where they said, "Oh, well, actually, I'm 20 years old, so it's all okay then." But like the fucking
that's beyond the scope of this shit.
Like the body's like still like a fucking kid. That's fucked.
Anyway,
I don't really know what the fuck to think about it.
Yeah, even Eddie here says delete. You know.
Yeah.
So of course, there's obviously opposition to this idea. Even if this guy posts it, there's still opposition to that idea in the server, whichever server this is. This is not people.
And again, Shiri even says lollies are disgusting. That's straight up pedo shit.
Yeah. So there's obviously two people who disagree with what Little Bob is saying, and his comments are skeptical. But of course, you can't pin it on him unless everybody's agreeing, which are clear that isn't the case. So you can maybe accuse Little Bob for going as far as liking pedophilia or whatever, I guess, which is a very far-fetched statement. But even so, you can't blame the people around him who disagree with that idea, because
they're pretty much like most of this is just like fucking anecdotes. So I don't really see what they're trying to do here.
All right,
right along.
Looks like the social server, Sad Queen. I'm not going to deal with another pedo defender, crypto pedo. I mean, if we're going off legal definitions here, everyone who challenges the thought of 16 years old everyone who challenges the thought of 16 years old being kids is a pedophile now. Pretty much. I think it's useful to discuss what the age limit should be based on what you determine to be a child. I mean, this is just discussion concerning what pedophilia should be considered and what it is. It's not really, even the person here says they're not defending that shit. And there's, of course, discourse in the comments, but no one actually says that they support pedophilia. They just, talk about the definition of it.
This is more or less talking about the fucking age of consent. Because, again, as we talked about earlier, the age of consent in Australia, Finland, even some European countries is 16. So, again, this is definitely more of a conversation as to what we deem to be pedophilia.
Yeah, of course. And
so if all of a sudden you start having a talk about it, all of a sudden, oh, you are one.
Yeah, there's no direct. There's no direct
thing that they support it. They said no, pedophilia is wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, moving on. Comrade Nessie says, Nessie. Evan says, that sounds pedophilic to try to sexualize. Ness, lol. Hey, Ness, yeah, you looking like a schnack. Please don't eat me. It's just one of those fucking weird conversations. It's one of those,
those weird fucking shitpost conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And he says that sounds pedophilic to try and sexualize Ness. So again, that's kind of like saying, don't do that. It's probably one of those shitposting conversations where people start telling edgy jokes about fucking Ness.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So is that? I think that might be from the leftypol server, or.
No, it's not. I haven't seen these guys. Yeah, these tags look blue. We don't have blue tags for leftist users. So this is definitely something else. It's not leftypol, the leftypol server at all. I'm not even sure if we should look at this because he did strike it through. Should we even read this at all?
If it seems like I'm arguing in bad faith, that's actually respect your opinions before likely being deplatformed. The only non-tanky. So yeah, it sounds like one of those fucking stupid free speech advocate things. Which, I don't really know what to make of this. Other than, because, again, most leftists would say, no, don't give Nazis a platform. Don't let them spew their bile. So I don't really see what the fuck's going on here.
Moving on?
Yeah, moving on.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, Willie Hum says, actually, come to think of it, unironically deplatform Nazis when they try to get shit done at the DMV. I think this is funny. It's obviously a shitpost. Yeah. Of course, Nazis, DMV, I mean, come on.
What's the DMV again? That's the it's like a motor registry.
Yeah, where you register your vehicle and shit. Getting a license, renewing your license, things like that.
So they should
yeah,
keep
yeah. I'm pretty
deplatformed
sure.
the
Yeah,
DMV.
Bergistan. Yeah. I find this comment, of course, funny, but it's not because of Nazis, but it's because of the whole premise of the DMV and the Nazis. Just to make it very, very clear, unless I'm taken out of context here eventually by EE. In any case, yeah. I mean, All right. Professor H now says to Comrade Nessie, one can hold that position without being asophobic. I'm not even sure what that word means. LGBT is not inclusive of intersex or ace individuals. That's why the term LGBTQIA plus is preferable. And then Enrique
I
says,
think it's more about the alphabet soup.
Yeah.
So no one gives a shit. It's the whole about just about the whole the platform Nazis. That's it. That's all they got. Which again is a common leftist thing to do. So moving right along.
Okay, I think the former is possible. Eddie says yes. Drug says this is why lollies exist. I'm all for the lolly dot. What the fuck? Yeah, this guy. And then the Indetermination says, but it's such a taboo at the moment. Now, of course, number one, this is not even the leftypol server, and number two, of course, we already saw that people were criticizing this guy for the whole lolly shit. And this guy is just like one of those, bad apples. I wouldn't say that.
Little Bob's. I think Little Bob might be a bit of a fucking Little Bob does not reflect the whole ideologies of fucking leftists. I don't know what he's trying to do. If he's trying to,
I know. I think he's trying to do like a devil's advocate where he's saying, well, if we want to have a compromise with the pedophiles, we have to, do this type of thing to, stop their urges. I think he's saying from that perspective, not that he actually supports that shit. Which, I mean, in that case, it can be interpreted that way, but that's one of the first iffy comments out of the entire drop that we've seen yet, So yeah, we could have almost taken him out of context right there, but since we don't have the actual place where he was writing, we can't see what the actual context was in terms of what he was arguing. So even we could be taking him out of context. We just don't know because all the screenshots are in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on. Oh yeah, one more thing. Oh shit. Oh no, what happened here?
I think you actually might have.
Yeah, I clicked out. Let's go back here. I meant to click the other thing. And we're back. And even Indetermination says, but it's such a taboo at the moment. So that just confirms that there is opposition to that idea, pretty much, with lollies. Okay, Cheery now says, there's so much of this content on YouTube. Little Bob says, promise. Indetermination follows up with this comment saying, lollies are disgusting, but discussion be a primary motivator for what you consider morally okay and whatnot. Drug says leftists, and Chiri says, I've been following it since Gamergate. So this comment at the bottom is obviously unrelated, I think. Drug says something unrelated. Yeah. Little Bob, whatever. Cheery, whatever, I think he's talking about something else.
Yep.
And then
lollies are disgusting, and
So of course, this is directly against pedophilia.
So I don't really see what you're fucking going on about.
This is directly against pedophilia if you consider lollies pedophilia, which I personally do. Of course, it goes against that shit. It goes against it directly. Alright. Ness is a little kid, WTF. I think that's the character, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Comrade Nessie says he's in 15. He is 15 in this universe. Too bad he doesn't get sexual advice and whatever. Also in that picture, he's like 14. He looks like a solid 12. He's 14. If you, this is definitely out of context. You can't even see their fucking profile pictures here, or even the picture of fucking Ness. Like this is probably out of context.
Again, the text is blue as well, so it's not even on the leftypol
it's not even on the leftypol server either. Same with the last one too, with Little Bob or whatever. Not even the
so this is more or less on the fucking socialist server, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, but like taking it this way, you could assume that they're probably saying something scandalous, but I really can't tell because the image isn't even cropped in a way that we can see the entire conversation. So like whatever.
So yeah, sexual Too bad he doesn't get any sexual advice.
I don't know. I don't even know. He didn't even, like whoever made this screenshot didn't even put the entire message.
Yeah, too bad he doesn't get. I think it might be too bad he doesn't get sexual
I feel like I don't know.
I can't make it. Literally can't make fucking head or tail of it. Oh no, it actually might be an A. Because that's how you spell an A. So, too bad he doesn't get any sexual
Whatever. honestly,
advances. I don't know.
I don't think it's even worth it to discuss like this image in general, just because it's not even complete. It's not even
So yeah,
complete.
so like for all we know, it could be like a bunch of shit posting.
But we don't know. We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know.
But we don't really fucking know. So like, I don't really know what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, I mean, even
and
this
besides, again, not on the fucking leftypol server. So
yeah, even here saying Ness is a little kid. WTF? That's obviously criticizing.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever was probably before this comment. I have no clue. But we just don't know. We just don't know.
We do not know.
Anyway, okay. This is leftypol server again. All right. PRB says. Also, this is a non-leftist.
Actually, hold that thought.
Yeah.
Actually, I could probably actually look up that comment on the fucking Discord.
Well, okay.
I'm part of the socialist server.
No, but this is leftypol.
Oh no! I mean like the one with Ness.
I honestly, it's probably, I don't know. Maybe is it worth it? I don't know. You can do it.
I think it might be. Let's just take this into consideration.
Okay. Search up Ness is a little kid. WTF.
All right.
And look it up. In the meantime, I'll read off what this message says. So PRB, which is a non-leftist trusted, I'll look them up right now to make sure what ideology they have.
Okay.
Oh, let me just make sure.
Yeah, he says, "Hey Ness, you're looking schnack. Please don't eat me. Ness is a little kid. What the fuck? He's 15 in this universe. Too bad he doesn't get any sexual advances." Okay. So, hang on a second. I'm trying to get to the fucking. Wait, if I can jump to this. Jump. All right, here we go. He's 14. TBH, there comes a point where my resolve not to kink shame someone is tested. This is one of those times. Hang on a second. Let me just get this. Okay, so so basically this is literally looking at his thing. Yeah, it's literally just talking about like fucking Ness and the lore. So basically, they'll say like, "Oh, it's canon that he was diagnosed by a doctor with an IQ of 23, something like that." Ness is heavily asexual, so no sex scenes here. It is canon Lucas made sexual advances towards Ness, but Nessie doesn't understand them. So yeah, it's basically talking about like, it's especially mine. One time, me and an ex-friend were crack RPing this, and Lucas and he and I low-key said he wanted to grow Nessie. The communist Nessie. That sounds pedophilic to try and sexualize Ness. Lol. Ness is a little kid. What the fuck? He's 15 in the universe. So yeah, basically, like from what I see, and yeah, basically, it's just a bunch of weird shit. So basically, here, let me just screen cap what they said. I mean, even there's like opposition of this. So again, it's probably just Comrade Nessie either doing some really edgy shit tier shit posting. So again, I'll post this on fucking Discord, and so you can see it.
All right.
So yeah, in full. So I think that what they were talking. So yeah.
All right. 14, Sol 12. All can see. Well, I mean, yeah, you can see it right there.
Yeah. So yeah, it comes. Yeah, not to king shame someone is tested. This is one of those times. So yeah, Comrade Nessie's is like a pretty like again, not even fucking leftypol, and people already calling out Comrade Nessie.
Yeah, in conjunction with what Baco said, Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving right along.
Alrighty. So to this message, okay, sorry, 1 minute. Okay, so you're in a server, the Fourth Reich. Can you explain what that's about? Oh yeah, there's a reason for that. It is cause, well, I'll PM you. Oh, I can't PM you, damn it. I'll have to blow my cover. We were planning on infiltrating the admin of another server I'm a part of is apparently there. And we wanted evidence of him being a fast week getting kicked off from our server. Well, of course.
So I don't really know what's so fucking wrong about that.
I mean, of course, the leftypol server doesn't endorse doxing. So
yeah,
not doxing, but like infiltration. So Comrade Electric, that is not so good. But this was like a month ago, so I guess I have no fucking clue. But Electric should not be doing this. But given this, the only screenshot is of this. I mean, I really can't say what the actual implication of this is.
And what server it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was called the Fourth Reich, but I'm not even sure if, you know.
And it probably might be just from the socialist server again because it's blue text. So yeah, getting fascists kicked out of socialist server.
Is it actually leftypol or not? Actually, I'm not even sure.
I don't think. Well, you said that leftypol doesn't have like blue.
This looks green to me. Actually, yeah, Comrade Electric isn't even called that in the. I have no fucking clue actually, huh? Because like I tried finding PRB and he wasn't there. Well, whatever. We can assume that he's not in the server, the leftypol server. I think I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
We can assume.
Yeah, by the looks of it, doesn't look like it's part of the leftypol server at all.
I'll check my mutuals with them just to make sure.
I'll check the socialist server just in case. So.
Yeah, social server. He's on that.
Yep.
Maybe you can find the image, or I mean the message.
Okay. 1 second, let me bring this up.
Oh, yep, definitely. It was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the guy named PRB is there, and this guy was in the message. So
okay.
I'm unaware if the whole infiltration thing is a violation of the socialist server's rules. However, for leftypol it is, and since Electric is doing this, I guess in the context of the socialist server, it doesn't break our rules. But I really don't know. This is one of those questions that I have to ask the other staff what they think. But I mean, more or less, I don't know. Okay, moving on. Okay, Amadeo Bordiga. I mean, this is a bot. Banning people for fascists. Now, this is not the leftypol server because we don't have a Bordiga bot. So whichever server this is from, this is not the leftypol server, and this is not even for Finntroll server either. I think it's maybe the socialist server. Yeah.
But basically, they're just banning people for.
They do ban
for being
people
a fascist, and banning people for being anti-abortion. So they do that. So they have their fucking to do so. So it's just basically them enforcing rules.
Yeah, of course. Now, leftypol is in contrast to that. Of course, the leftypol server. We're in contrast to that idea of banning people for what they believe. You know, given how we have a variety of ways of thought in our server, and we don't just oppress people, of course, like that. I mean, this is pretty clear cut. Moving on.
Yeah.
Asks. Let me try and pronounce this. Asks replies. Says, I have been DMing people all day to keep it out of public chats, but I'll post it here. Googly eyes. I was banned from debate comp for defending Foucault. It was a very sensitive discussion as it regarded Foucault and other people signing a potential to get rid of age of consent laws in France. State-granted abilities to interfere in any kind of sexual shit into do not seem silly to me. The Como Gulag, blah, 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 much more extensive. So, this is probably the socialist server, probably. I can check it. I can check if that person is there. At first glance, maybe no. Yep, the person named Smug Pomo Girl is there. I'll check my mutuals with he or probably she. Yeah, that was definitely the socialist server. So not leftypol, not Finntroll. This is the socialist server.
On top of that, sure. this is again more like a bit about the fucking debates of like age of consent shit. Yeah. So it doesn't say that he's actually automatically supporting pedophilia. Yeah.
But you could imply that based on his stance, his very open stance on that idea.
Well, since it was call for signing a petition to get rid of the age of consent laws in France.
Yeah, and even smug Pomo Girl reacts oof to that, which shows that there is opposition to the idea in the server. You know, it's not like this one-sided. Okay, we support this in general. You know, like a esoteric entity is saying, "Oh, we all support this," or the majority supports this. No, because in the cases where this has happened so far in the screenshots, more people or an equal amount of people have been against this idea of pedophilia, or whatever. Than you know,
and it seems like the only people who are in this fucking server are in the socialist server, not the leftypol one.
And probably, I think, not Finntroll's, right? I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah. But we're just covering leftypol mostly at this point.
Yeah.
Well, ideally, but of course we're not. Because we're covering everything.
What are some quality pics? Most of them are lolly. Oh shit, the cops. So again, this seems to be more or less about the fucking like lolly shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and again, this seems to be kind of on the fucking.
No, yeah, of course, whichever server this is in there, they're implying they don't like lolly because, of course, the police and shit.
Yeah, they literally say like, yeah, oh shit, the cops.
Of
like,
course.
Yeah, like, and they said most of them are lolly, like, you know, dude, that's fucked up. So
Yeah.
they said, oh shit. So yeah, so again, it seems like some fucking shit posting, and they say, okay, yeah, this is bad, abort, abort, abort.
Yeah, the eyes don't lie, you know. Of course,
yeah.
he's shocked by that shit, you know. He's not comforted. This guy's uncomforted. This guy's uncomforted. And this guy's uncomforted. You know. So once again, the majority is against the lolly in this screenshot. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. This is probably this is not the leftypol server. Given by
I'm not a fucking ANCAP professor that doesn't want to hide pedophilia. I don't know yet, bleeding towards syndicalism.
I mean.
So yeah, so basically he's just kind of making one of those straw mans against ANCAPs and like, you know, Nazis being pedophiles.
Yeah, I mean.
So he's just saying. So he's probably just saying like, oh, you know, don't accuse me of being this shit. Like, I'm just a regular old syndicalist.
Yeah, like whichever the server is in, like this guy's trying to get vetted into the server, so he's not even related with the server yet because he just got in and he's trying to get vetted in. You know.
Yeah.
It's not like this is like a habitual thing going on in the community. You know, he's trying to get into the server first.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of what the actual content of the image is, it can't be directly related to that server because he's not even part of the server's community yet. You know, just by being in the waiting lobby to enter. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you can read this.
What did folks come up with 18 as age of consent? Wait, why did folk come up with 18 as the age of consent of adulthood anyhow? There are many places where provisions for marrying girls younger than. Can you move your mouse out of the way?
Huh? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's good. There are many places where provisions for marrying girls younger than that. It's gross. The age of consent doesn't equal the age of sexual maturity. Having it low is dangerous. Having it high is safe. 21 minimum, in my honest opinion. Age of consent should be, say, 15, because I think 2 15-year-olds having sex is able to be fine and informed, but adulthood should maybe be 20. I just don't like the idea of people picking their noses in other people's romantic sex lives when it's perfectly consensual, assuming that there's no psychological manipulation and shit. But yeah, if both parties are mature enough, it's fine.
I mean,
so again, this is kind of like the whole person saying,
it's just a conversation, you know. No one's saying,
a conversation.
Yeah, but no one's saying pedophilia is good or we endorse this. You know, like these are just a variety of opinions discussing the age of consent. Yeah. I mean, like you know, and of course, like even pro-socialism was the owner of the socialist server, and I think this is part of the socialist server, says himself that I just don't like the idea of people poking in noses into people's romantic sex lives, assuming that there's no psychological manipulation and shit. So
on top of that, yeah. And then on top of that, we also have this one guy say, I think it's like Nadat 01. There are many places where provisions for marrying girls is younger than that. It's gross. So again, it's just a conversation. It is a conversation.
Yeah.
About the age of consent. This doesn't mean that they're endorsing it. They're fucking discussing it, playing devil's advocate, whatnot.
Yeah, and also saying, you know, psychological manipulation it obviously draws upon the ideas of you know, pedophilia and rape and shit like that. So
yeah,
it's implied that pro-socialism himself, who owns the socialist server, is against this type of pedophilia junk, you know. Yeah. So I mean, and of course we have varying opinions, but no opinions that are extreme. Of course, there's something about the number and how, you know, science and biology works out with the whole age of consent and maturity. You know, no pedophilia there, pretty much. All right, I'll read this. Wow. Yeah. Be a Landian accelerationist. I guess that's a random comment. Professor H says, sounds pathetic. This guy says, also Finntroll a pedo. Yes. I don't know. I think
this is again coming from the whole fucking Finntroll drama.
Yeah, I mean, number one, this is also taken out of context. So I mean, I really can't tell. I really can't make anything concrete from this because we have this Landian accelerationism thing, and Finntroll pedo. I guess they're just talking about it. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I could probably.
Yeah. Also, isn't Finntroll a pedo? Professor H says yes. So they believe that Finnbull is a pedo for whatever happened in that drama. So of course we can see once again the leftists are I guess again they are again I don't know.
They're against
some are against what Finnbull did. Some abstain. I don't know. Just the whole drama is old. But point is that not all of us universally support the type of shit that we're associated to by Finnbull's actions. Of course, we did. Like a lot of people disagree with Finnbull's actions, including a lot of people in the leftypol server. At the same time, which of course contradicts the idea that we support this stuff when the community is obviously varied in their opinion on Finnbull's stuff, the whole Finnbull situation.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's pedophilia neither. Oh no. Oh, so he's legally not a pedo, so it's okay to roleplay rape scenarios with these limited minors. A 24-year-old creeping on a 17-year-old is still a predator, regardless if you think he's a pedo or not. Lol. Technically, it's ebophilia. Disgusting face. Please no. Probably. The word literally doesn't matter. I mean, this is obviously against the Finnbull thing, which all leftists were tied to by EE. So I mean, just shit. It doesn't make sense.
So people basically openly condemning the acts of Finnbull. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is contradictory to what EE has claimed of all leftists.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not leftypol because we don't have general one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is social server. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is
socialist server, and it's or whatever, a different server, and it's talking about more Finnbull shit.
Do you want to read it or no?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Oh, I should ask, but yeah, he's like he's 24 and he's dating a 16-year-old. That is taking advantage, but not pedo. Taking advantage of a minor is literally pedophilia. I think you're expanding the concept of pedophilia. No, I'm really not. 16-year-old is still a child. Again, this seems to be more or less of the whole fucking age of consent things.
Yeah.
And again, there's the whole thing about different countries having different laws of consent.
Yeah, with pedophilia, because there are at least in English there are multiple definitions of child. There's you can be a minor, which is below 18. Yeah. Minor is 17 and below. That's considered being a child. However, a different definition I think says that once you're a child until you reach the point of maturity. After puberty, you're no longer a child. So I think it goes back to that split between those two definitions among others. And once again, it doesn't really support pedophilia, even though Eugenio could be framed that way. He is most likely talking about the idea that being a child by dictionary definition is varied. Calling back to the other chats with different people discussing the similar thing.
Yeah. So again, we see clear opposition. So again, not everyone is fucking on board with this as a esoteric entity is going about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Finnbull said, okay, Eugenio says he's not a pedo. And an invite to the server this guy asks to Putin, bear, whatever. Yeah, don't worry, they're cool, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so this is all these four comments are unrelated. Eugenio says he's not a pedo. Now, of course, there are some people who say he's not a pedo, given how you interpret the situation. But
yeah,
pretty much.
So at this point, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, at least in my opinion, Finnbull might be something. He might be categorized as a hebephilia, whatever the fuck.
What Finnbull did was, in my opinion, what Finnbull did was weird, but I know it was one of those, things. I don't defend him doing it, but of course, it's what happens when you when you should post too far, when you start talking about the weird that weird stuff, So in my opinion, I think Finnbull just took a shit post too far, and that's why he's being framed as a pedo. Of course, what he did, in my opinion, what he did with the other parties involved was weird, and he did fuck up. But
what's done is done.
And what's done is done. Is that, of course, Finntroll didn't give any prior indication to that he likes younger people than him. Maybe I'm wrong, but more or less.
Either way, we don't really. Yeah, we're not fucking.
Really know.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, we're not defending his actions.
Yeah, like his actions here were very shitty, but I'm skeptical as to say Finntroll as a whole is a pedophile. I'm skeptical of that statement. But what he did in this situation where he was, framed as being a pedo was very bad, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that he is 100% a pedophile. That's my take.
Yeah.
He, in general, like I said, he took a shitpost too far, and he got criticized for it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think, well, let's just move on.
Finntroll being right, the dude has okay takes. We're talking about his channel. Sad Queen says he's a literal pedophile. Consumo Ergo Some says is he? Oh, I don't know. MFW, I post invite in server with my friends and no one joins. I watched a few of his videos after they got linked on Discord. So these last two comments don't really matter so much. Sad Queen calls Finntroll a literal pedophile, which goes against the whole esoteric entity, claim. And Consumo Ergo Sum is skeptical of this statement, but of course he's inquiring into that, as can be told by this comment here. So we don't know the whole story, but we can tell here that once again there's no direct support for pedophilia. Here, Sad Queen is directly against it, 100%.
Yeah.
Moving on. Pedo, at least okay. Also, isn't Finntroll a pedo?
Yeah.
He says yes. So
and
this entire image doesn't even need to be explained. It's literally just saying it's like old
image that we already discussed about.
Like what's being said here is that Finntroll, like Professor H is calling Finntroll a pedo, right? Which of course goes against what EE has said about us leftists. Pretty much just the same story. No, it's more of this.
A 16-year-old considered a minor, whatever it is that Finntroll lives. No and no. He lives in Finntroll and yes. The age of consent in a lot of places in Europe is 16. We're talking about 16 years of legal age of consent, but everybody thinks it's fucked up that it's that low. The age of consent in Finland is 16, so yeah, nothing really new. Again, this is more or less just some pretty weird shit.
Yeah, just more Finntroll's drama, which is okay. Yep. And now we reach the video. The video itself is 2 fucking hours. So honestly,
and the thing is, I'll be flat out honest with you. I've watched it myself.
Oh, you did?
Literally, most of it might just be some screenshots from the fucking leftypol shit. Like that's what that they went through. Yeah. And again, most of it is in opposition. Most of it has been covered. They tried to get fucking audio recording of me, but they didn't audio record it from my end. So it's just me, literally me saying almost nothing while my thing is going on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Yeah. So, again, Botko's story, or Botko's recount of the video, pretty much, I guess, lines up with what we've already discussed here in that way.
Yeah.
All right.
So is that it?
Well, we have to go to the next folder here.
Oh, yeah.
Which is...
Okay.
Oh, shit, this one's much bigger. Okay. You think we can go faster on this one?
I think we can, because most of these looks like, shit that we've already gone through.
All right, okay. N-Data1, that's exactly what I thought when I started out in Leptosphere. Marx's writings contained a lot of sexism, homophobia, and hatred for disabled people, so they are consequent in a way. That's what MLers told me. We gotta be inclusive and punch Nazis. Basically, it was capitalism is the cause of all our inequalities, so until we get rid of it, who cares how we behave toward each other? Let's have fun. Folks who can't work, especially those who are disabled, or have to live in a mental illness, fit Marx's definition of the lumpen proletariat.
So discussion about practice and so on.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't think any leftists is opposed to the idea of punching Nazis if push comes to shove.
And this comes down to Marx's socially conservative views. For his time, of course, they were normal, but today, things have changed, and this and the whole tone and the premise of this image does not really capture our position, or our accused position, as being SJWs and shit like that, and supporting pedophilia or whatever.
Yep, moving right along.
Yo, can someone get me a ban bot, please, so I can ban the people who aren't on the server from getting in? In another server, because it was raided by a centrist who managed to worm his way into a mod role, who then led a load of Nazis and posted racist memes. So a ban bot would be helpful if anyone knows any. Musk interprets Marx to monopoly as bad. LeMayo, what's the idea of the user? Loving that equality of consumption, a homeless man, and Elon Musk. So this just talks about the Elon Musk tweet. I mean, what do you have to say, Potko?
About the Elon Musk tweet or the fact that the guy's getting reddit? I really hate when people lie about reading Das Kapital.
All right, that's it.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. About like, I mean, fucking Elon Musk is like, talks out of his ass. Really, it was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, can I ban people who are like, stop getting it? So yeah, oh geez Louise, people are getting banned for like, posting racist memes on a leftist server. Cry me a fucking river.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this isn't really discussed. I think they were aiming about the ban bot. I mean, if your server is rated and you fucking break the rules, of course, you should get banned for that shit. I feel like if this is the primary comment that that the Tsar bomba is highlighting here. Of course, if your server is ready, you have to defend it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Just let it burn? Like, I really don't know what the essential claim is here against leftists. Moving on. Oh, this is small.
Yep.
Just adopt the Japanese system of age of consent, TBH, from the Chinese letter guy from earlier. What the hell? That's a lot of notifications. Wow. Anyway, moving on.
Let me take a close glance at that. It's, what does it say?
Okay, the first one says from the Chinese letter guy, just adopt the Japanese system of age of consent. To be honest, Ari says, let me clean my hand from my third wank. Amancer tags Star K. Really, what's your ideology? Star K says, I am learning. Amancer says, about what? Star K says, leftists in general. And then Amancer says, well, Amancer is black, so I guess he's omitted from saying this word. Amancer says, nigger, why leftist? And then it cuts off.
This is what looks of it. It just pretty much just says, adopt Japanese age of consent. Yeah, it seems more like a shitpost to me. Again, completely taken out of context to what they were kind of like talking about. They didn't unless they've got like previous messages as to what led up to that. I don't really know what to say other than seems like a shitpost to me.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, moving on.
Yep.
Oh no, not this again. Lol, fellas, quick. Do we need to adjust age of consent? And then Amancer says, Naga. Ari says, nuggets. Amancer says, why TF? You only have user tag. Star K says, since teens are mature and earlier. Amancer says, what's your ideology? And then Bing Bong, whoever that is, says, age of consent 7. Of course, Bing Bong is shitposting, I'm pretty sure. Like like Y7.
This seems like fucking shitposts.
Yeah, like Y7, random ass number. Like, of course, it makes no sense. There's not really an argument being made there, just a shitpost.
This seems like more like a shit. I mean, literally, it's like Nogger, Nugget, and LeMayo, lay age of consent.
Yeah, and then
so it seems like a fucking shit. It seems like a shitpost conversation as opposed to an actual.
No real pedophilia is being discussed here, and of course, using variations of the N word. Suggests that the server, that leftypol isn't SJW either, and blah blah blah. Okay, Margaret Tischer says the real police should be the people together. Typical socialist belief. Gumball the Soviet says daily reminder that child rape is a revolutionary act, and we should support NAMBLA against the imperialism propagated by the age of consent.
More
this is fucking ridiculous.
I mean, the national. What does NAMBLA stand for? National Assembly for Manly.
I don't know.
Brotherly Love.
Let
me look it up.
Literally,
it just seems like more shitposts. Because whenever you say support X against Y imperialism, that's a fucking meme right there. So
it all connects back to that whole support ISIS against the Holy Imperialist Alliance meme that came up like a year or so ago.
Yeah, North American Man Boy Love Association. So basically, it's a pedophile and pedestry advocacy organization in the United States.
Yeah.
And basically, support NAMBLA against age of consent imperialism.
Of course.
So again, So yeah, a fucking shitpost is used as evidence to accuse leftypol of being pedophiles. How will we ever recover?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Anti-Pharmacon says, it's ironic when people say, he was just a bad apple. Margaret Disher says, governing side by side ourselves, which connects back to his earlier comment. These are kind of disconnected.
Yep.
Perkele says, we need... Oh, I haven't seen Perkele in forever. This is a... Wow, July 6, 2017. That's over a year ago. Wow. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Perkele says, we used to dissolve the army too. Then Mustafa Yasinski says, that isn't even a good analogy, and public and police aren't blah blah blah. So I think
So, probably just from the gumball thing.
Yeah, it is the gumball thing, and of course this is a shitpost. I mean, like, come on, this is a shitpost.
Yeah, moving right along.
And of course, I feel like he is going to say, "Oh well, they're calling it shitposting." Well, I mean, it is shitposting. It is shitposting.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's what it is. What am I supposed to say? All right. This is Thought Slime server. Do we want to discuss his stuff? Just because it's probably going to be a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah, may as well.
So we are discussing it.
Well, I don't know. It depends on you, man. I think that Mr. Dappin had already made a fucking video on like the whole like, oh, you know, Thought Slime is guiltless. He's fine.
All right. So I think Dapperton's covered Thought Slime already, so we're not going to double up. Okay, here we go. Lefty pull image. Brez's secretary says, you're literally a pedo. Babushka says, hilarious and original. Okay, so this is discussing Maoist Hojism. And whatever happened. Now the whole Maoist Hojism situation is fucking... It's a whole nother rabbit hole. But for the sake of simplicity, we're going to just keep it in this context, and we're going to see that, you know, Brez's secretary is criticizing Babushka for pedophilic actions. And of course he's calling him mega pedo and shit like that against him. So of course it is kind of this is bordering on harassment, but it's bordering on harassment against who Brez's secretary deems as a pedophile. You know? So it once again shows that, you know, this is against pedophilia, aggressively almost against pedophilia for a user in our server, which, you know, debunks that claim once again. Okay, moving on.
Right.
I'll just read this again because obviously you can't see it, Butko. Once again, Brez's secretary says, you're a pedo dude. Ask him and him. Both victims of this Jewish pedophile. Maoist Hojism is Jewish. So I'm not sure if the implication of saying Jewish is to add to his characterization or to use the word Jewish as a bad word. I really can't tell. But, you know, just more of the same thing, honestly. Aggressively
the thing is that,
against that.
Yeah, the thing is that when it came to the Maoist Hojism drama is that, there's some alleged accounts that his computer was hacked due to it being previously stolen.
Apparently, if I remember, his laptop was stolen, and then the person who took his laptop started posting weird shit. And then, if I remember correctly, Maoist Hojism said that the pictures of him don't match the ones that were on the computer, which is supported by several pieces of his own evidence, which we're not going to get into. But, you know, that's his argument. Yeah.
But like nonetheless, like there's still like fucking like, you know, raised eyebrows as to whether he's telling the truth or not. But
of course,
the whole. But yeah, like at this point in time, I pretty much disavowed him because I don't find at least the evidence to be that concrete. Because even like some people of the Crossroads were saying no, it isn't really that solid. So, it is really up to like it is still like, you know, really up for fucking debate as to really what happened.
Yeah, but concerning the image, you know, like, you know, Brez's secretary is nearly harassing him over his calling him a pedophile, you know. So this shows that we're obviously against pedophilia once again.
Yeah.
As a leftypol server is against pedophilia, and other servers obviously. Okay. This continues the same thing. It's not really we don't have to go through this. It's just the same conversation covering the same shit.
Yep.
Okay, here's something different.
It's from Thought Slime
yeah.
server.
So a user, yeah, okay. So we're gonna move on from Thought Slimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this Thought Slime?
I think that looks like Thought Slime to me.
Let me just.
What's it say?
There are people Nama and Seabass.
Yeah, it sounds like a bit of a Thought Slime thing, but either way, it's not related to leftypol.
Yeah.
And again, like if that's the case, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely from
Thought Slime. Hold up, General. I think that's Thought Slime as well. General with only the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So. Yep. Yeah, that's Thought Slime. So if Dapperton covered Thought Slime, we're good on this end with these images.
Yeah, like classic anti-flavor rhetoric. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just gonna move on. Okay, here we go. Register Secretary says, "Do you have Asperger's? Do you enjoy anime? Why'd I argue with every Okay, we already covered this image. Moving on.
Cover that
at the beginning. Moving on. We covered this. Well. We covered this. Okay, here. This is a new image. All right. Exuviate says, "We was meme extremist ISIS." Mm-hmm. So this is shit posting, obviously. And then Mr. Jed says Mr. Jed, another Islamic person says, Muslim says, "You're more extreme than me." A Chinese character guy says, "Hold up, let me take this test." And then Kim's favorite central planner is talking about something else in this image.
Yeah.
And then this conversation with these first to connect back to Exuviate. And he says yes.
Yep.
And wait, no, but then Kim says, "You love ISIS," I already said, and then Exuviate says yes.
So yeah, more shit posting.
Yeah.
You love ISIS. Yeah. Because like, didn't Exuviate make that fucking like Islamic socialist thing, whatever?
Yeah.
Earlier?
Yeah. Email like a shitpost saying, I think this is part of the same shitposting where somebody said ISIS stands for Islamic Socialist Islamic Socialism. And I'm pretty sure that's part.
International Secretary in Islamic Socialism. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's the same part of the shitpost. So I don't know. But even so, you love ISIS already said yes. I'm not sure if I think Exuviate is saying he is confirming Kim's comment, but I can't be for sure because he could be shitposting. Because he did shitpost here saying we was extremist ISIS, and he does say yes here. So I can be very certain based on this correlation that Exuviate is shitposting by talking about that whole extremist ISIS or whatever. And even if you do try and draw a connection with that, of course, Exuviate is not a leftist. He believes in Islam and those types of ideas, and you can accuse him, but not the server as a whole or leftist as a whole, because he's number one, not a leftist. Number two, we allow people of other ideas into our server to have their peace as long as they don't break the rules or do crazy shit. Just as Dapperton's server does, or Operation Bluism server does, in the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Right
along. Exuviate replies to Jed saying,
"Why are these images so fucking small?"
I don't know. Like, I'm not sure why this guy is like a phone from 2003, almost.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, Mr. Jed says, yes, but this is talking about the Quran. Ziffy, I guess for some reason, says not the dot, I don't know. Exuviate says, it isn't talking about which specific Quran. And then Exuviate links
Islamic conception test. More shit posting.
Yeah,
so moving along.
Discussion / shitposting, I guess.
Yep.
And now we're back to this. We already covered this first image, I think it was. Yep. We already covered this. We already covered this.
Covered that.
Is that it? Wait, no.
Covered that. Wait, no, that was one more.
Okay, back here.
Yep.
I can't even see this. I literally can't even see this.
Supposed to be of?
I don't even know. Yeah, I can't see what it says.
Wait, what's wrong with
commies? Commies, you scared? I think, Tvrtko is probably replying to somebody else above this, but we can't see them.
I reckon we could actually try going to the Discord and finding that image just to see what it is.
Oh, from Tvrtko? Alright, I found it. Okay, I found it, okay.
Okay, good. And what's it
Okay,
say?
this is referring. Okay, this is talking about exuviate,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But when I'm looking at the conversation, oh, okay. Now that I see the image, okay, so this entire thing right here is independent of what's around. Okay,
So
and
what
this
is
is
it? What is it of? It's of a.
humanprogress.org. Compare civil liberties in different countries. The U.S. has the best possible score.
Oh wow, yeah, because it's not like
Uh,
the fucking US
yeah,
basically has the most
yeah.
imprisoned people in the fucking world.
And then Turtko says, "What's wrong, commies? You scared?" So that's kind of mocking the image that the U.S. has the best
Yeah,
civil liberty score.
yeah,
Yeah,
my freedom, and so on and so forth.
heritage.org. Well, this isn't heritage, but I'm just saying that this should post.
Yeah.
This is humanprogress.org. So
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's strange.
This is all its
Moving
own
on.
comment. All right, yeah, moving
Yeah,
on. I'm not
so
sure.
don't know what
Like
he's trying to prove there.
exuviate shit down here. I mean, it's unrelated to what I assume EE is pointing towards. So I'm gonna just get whatever exuviate's talking about, which is unrelated.
Yep.
Um.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. This is the person. Sunni supremacist. I don't know. Even if this person is an ISIS supporter, of course, Castor is a Muslim. He follows the ideas of Islam and shit like that. I know personally the Castor is not an Islamic jihadist or whatever, but even if you do want to pin the shit on Castor, he's not even a leftist.
Yeah.
So don't go off and try to ping the whole thing on all leftists on the lefty pole side, when the person you're drawing your evidence from is a Muslim, a Muslim who we allow in the server because he isn't shitty or breaks rules or does crazy shit that other people have done in the past, like what Esoteric Entity and Blueism did in raiding our server and taking images while also faking their ideology on top of other stuff like that. So I mean, pretty much, yeah. So you can attack Castor, but not leftists, because Castor's not even a leftist in the first place.
Yeah.
And just because it's there does not mean we support it. Even if this person is an ISIS supporter, we don't. I don't know. But I might need to check.
I don't even think he. I don't even think he is, considering the fact that he was making ISIS shitposts, and he said, "Oh yeah, I know this guy who basically became an ISIS supporter."
Yeah,
and he's to it.
I'm talking about the person he linked though, as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, whatever. It's not really something you can pin on leftists, like logically.
Yeah. So we talked about this before.
Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this as well. Yup. Yeah. Yeah. We discussed this, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, more shit.
Wait, I think this is new. I mean, this is just more
I
discussion
heard
of
that from
the.
someone I don't know, so it's a trustful dude. I heard what they're doing in 12 is the minimum age at France. Now, the age of consent in Pakistan, that explains much, actually. It used to be in Spain, but they changed it. My friend recently turned Catholic, and we made fun of him saying the Pope is a pedo.
I mean, this is, of course, they're joking against pedophilia in general, calling the Pope a pedo, shit like that. On top of just talking about the age
of consent. It's like 13
consent.
in Japan. Fuck me. So it could fuck me being like.
It's 13. Wait, I didn't even know that's 13 in Japan. Really?
Let me look it up.
For real?
Of
course, I'm not gonna distract the screen. You gotta do that.
Yeah, again, what is the age of consent in Japan?
Is it actually 13?
Fucking hell, it is 13.
It's 13?
It's 13.
No way.
I shit you not.
No way.
Yeah, the age of fucking
wow.
Just fucking sending it to you right now, buddy. Like
a screenshot or what?
Yeah, fucking screenshot. Yeah, this is.
Huh. Yeah. Wow. This is on my second monitor, so I'm not going to bother showing it just because you can look it up yourself, and it actually is 13. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's fucked.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then, of course, somebody's saying, I think the correct age of consent is 16.
Yeah, so there's.
Again.
Yeah.
Considering that, the age of consent is 16 in Finland, Australia, and whatnot. I mean, I may disagree with it. I mean, I personally think the age of consent should be older. But
I mean, it's
you know,
it's an argument to be made, and even though it's the age of consent, it's not pedophilia. You know,
yeah,
unless
still isn't
unless
pedophilia.
you're talking about like a very minority case where that shit would be considered weird from the offset. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Uh, I mean, this guy says, "TBH, I hate pedophiles a lot." I mean, you can't get more of a clear answer than that. Honestly, they're just
Yeah.
continuing this conversation in general.
About like pedophiles are fucking gross and so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
and talking about the whole age of consent, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, many 18-year-olds act like kids, and 16-year-olds can be mature. In Italy, age of consent is 14. Wow. Uh, this guy says because I'm 15. I mean, they're just talking about the age of consent and how that shit works out.
Yeah.
No real pedophilia support coming here. They're just discussing age of consent, which is not directly related to pedophilia unless you want it to be.
I can legally fuck a 15-year-old in my country. And
Well,
again,
I mean, he's stating a fact though. Like even though it's a blunt statement, he's stating a fact.
yeah.
You know, I think it's critical of that. It's 15. Yeah, I mean, he's saying it as a fact. You know, I mean, like what? I mean,
Yeah.
he said himself that he is 15, so him
Mm.
being a 15-year-old having sex with a 15-year-old isn't exactly pedophilia, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Again, it's it's
they're
teen
both
fucking
minors.
teen.
They're both minors.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Anyway, moving on. What is fucked? It's still fucked. 16 plus over 20. Blah blah blah. More of the same conversation.
Yep. It's when they
Pretty
mature.
much. I think we've already. Yeah, just
Yeah,
more
sorry, it's
just
not true.
more
18 is best. So yeah, more talks about the age of consent.
yeah, just more opinions on that. Okay, this is something new. Anti-Semitism. All right,
Okay.
don't let this okay, actually. How about you read this? Just because it's time.
Don't let this anti-Semitism be leaked as well. Still fucked up. Get out, anti-Semites. I'm an anti-Zionist. Sort of legal though, right? What makes it fucked up?
Well,
So I
I
don't
mean,
really know so what's going on here. Are we talking about like it's not illegal though,
I don't know.
or anti-Semites go home? Like I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
I mean, in general, there's no real support of pedophilia, regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about
Even
the
if
whole.
he had fucked her, which he didn't, it
Yeah,
was joking on the internet. It would be okay because she's 16 with a woman's body and it's legal too. And that is kind of the biggest, and that is the big fucking hoopla over the whole Finntroll shit. Because apparently she was 16, apparently, and I'll stand corrected on this. She was 16 during the time. So, in a sense, what they were doing was, as fucked as it was, legal.
Okay. Now things sort of change here, where there's some shitposting going on. I mean, anti-Semitism wasn't even a claim of esoteric identity and bluisms, but
Yeah.
whatever. Don't call me a Jew, you Jew. WTF, chill lads, STFU Jews. Begon
Yeah, my country is 15.
anti-Semitics. Yeah. So this is just
Yeah.
yeah.
Moving right along.
Don't call me a Jew, you Jew. Same thing, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yawn. Traitor Among Us. There's nothing here, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
Except, okay, it's okay since they're a teen. I don't know. I think that's. I mean, it's
I
still
wouldn't call him
relating.
better as he sent this big to his teens rather than girls. Are you
Yeah,
legit like
just more Finntroll shit, honestly.
Yeah.
In the Finntroll server.
No, go back. Let's just say,
One more no.
yeah, Finntroll having fun with friends. So yeah, just kind of like more Finntroll shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Some say he didn't do wrong. Some say he did.
Yeah. You're talking about.
I do think he is genuinely sorry.
Yeah, they're talking
Because
about
Finntroll did make an apology.
They're talking about the N word at this point. So, just more of this shit. Yeah, this is all Finntroll.
Yeah, I know it's people criticizing researchers.
Yeah, we already discussed Finntroll. They're just talking about it, really. I mean, no one's even saying that pedophilia is good. Yeah. Just more of the same that we already discussed earlier, except in conversation form.
Yeah.
No support for pedophilia whatsoever, unless you make some really distant connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, that's a
So
good. No, that's a good image. I like that image.
yeah, I always love that fucking Papa the departure image. Yeah, but yeah, that looks like a shit post. Not a
Just,
small child. Yeah,
just more age of consent talk. Holy shit! Did they really screenshot everything?
yeah. Children on people consent. This is only it looks at things. Well, communists want to allow communities to vote, reducing the age of consent. So why are they mad about hepaphilia? Yeah, I've heard the argument from an ANCAP saying children are incapable of consent. In this case, it only looks like it's being done to imply. So yeah, so the guy who jerks off to prepubescent animated foxes.
Unruh.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still no. There's. I mean, okay, this is concerning the NCAPs though. Like this is strawmanning the age of consent that they're putting against us.
Yeah.
Which are generically put toward NCAPs. So. Yeah, I mean.
I think the whole thing to jerking off to underage lawyers was probably made in reference to esoteric entity.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, because of the whole furry shit that he likes.
Yeah.
Weird baloney. Weird baloney. I'm talking about having sex.
I've never really seen he's got laid. Wait, what was that?
Something about
get laid if I don't find him.
Sex, communist, GF, things like that.
Yeah. So basically,
yawn.
In SC, we have a 4U rule where you are next.
I mean,
I would usually never get laid if there's
do you also? I mean,
I'll never usually get laid if I don't find
this is a shit post.
Yeah. So again, more of a shit post.
All right. Yeah. Just more screenshots concerning.
Forgive me if you hear me hearing stuff. I'm eating some berries and nuts.
Yeah, we've been here for like 2 hours almost, and I'm getting hungry as well.
Jesus Christ.
We're almost done though. This is just more. This is just more of the same, really.
Yeah. We'll actually get laid at 14.
Yeah,
wait, go back. What are you talking about getting laid at this point? Focus on your Legos. So yeah, basically literally just a bunch of hey, LaMayo, I'm 14 and I'm horny and I want to screw.
And then this guy,
everyone gets, people get horny when they're 14.
Yeah, I mean that's called hormones, biology.
Yeah.
But of course, we're not defending pedophilia because of that shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean that's just how it is. I mean, focus on your Legos. I mean, this guy's just fucking insulting him for having sexual drives. So this goes against the whole. This once again is against the whole pedophilia thing because they're obviously against the idea of minors having sex, things like that.
Yeah.
Moving on. And this is the whole Finntroll drama shortened. If you want to stop and read that, you can read that. But we're just moving on.
Basically Finntroll yada yada yada.
Blah blah blah.
What is this of?
I can't.
Oh yeah, that's the fucking. Oh yeah, that's the shit that Finntroll did.
No, I can barely see that image. Holy crap! It's like it was put in a blender. And this is just more discussing of the Finntroll of that. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So.
I mean, this is
so
just
so again, shit that we've already seen dozens of times.
More
drama.
Yeah, more Finntroll shit.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Yeah, I was reading this when he was posting, and this is literally a shit post. Yeah. This is a copy pasta shit post, and I forgot where it's from, but I know this was a copy pasta shit post, pretty much. And this is actually strawmanning or addressing the fucking ANCAPs, not the leftists. So Hoodlum is posting a shit post that was originally made toward ANCAPs or libertarian types, but now he himself is getting blamed as a pedophile or whatever for posting something that was actually of ANCAP relation in origin. Yeah. So a little bit of irony there coming from Operation Blueism and esoteric entity concerning that shit post. More age of consent talk. Yeah. I mean, this is just literally just more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Literally just more of the same.
Yep.
Anti-weed.
I don't. Weeb alert.
I mean, yeah.
So that's stupid video. So yeah, just on Ruse.
This is not even the whole. I mean, yeah, this is still
Yeah, this is
talking
basically the fallout
remotely
from the
about.
Finntroll drama,
Yeah, I mean,
which basically talks about like age of consent. Really, just like I don't really see what's really being gained here, other than like, oh yeah, geez Louise,
how
Finnbolt
many
did some
more
fucked up
images are
shit.
there? Jesus.
I really hope that it's fucking coming to a close.
Yeah, because like my AC is off. It's getting a bit hot, and I don't want to leave. You know, because I want to finish this video first. But of course,
Oh yeah,
I will sweat for the good of this video and for the sake of
fucking
pure
facts. Don't you have
content.
to word again and kill yourself. So it seems like the fucking calling people faggots. I know people married with 12. Wait, back up. Unironically use faggot as well. I know
Oh,
people
12-year-old
married with 12.
difference.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, even I know people who were married like in my personal life. I know people who were like married with like maybe like a decade gap, shit like that. Not really
Yeah.
pedophilia. This is just talking about marriage in general, I guess. Talking about
Yeah.
talking about the word bundle of sticks. More
In which
regular
world you
talk.
can know them to be attracted?
Oh, you want to read that?
In which world you can be attracted to 16-year-old because you don't know them to be 16-year-old. The Nazbolt have spoken.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
this image actually has some truth because people are just so sexualized, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like you know, capitalism's corrosive effects on culture and society kind of made this type of situation where the fucking minors are sexualizing themselves in such a way where you can't distinguish them between adults, and that's kind of understandable.
Yeah, that's
You
pretty
know,
fucked.
I mean,
Yeah, moving right along.
he's making a point about that whole degeneracy that's going on in terms of kids and sexualization and things like that.
What does that say?
Well, I can barely read this. 16 is the age of consent in Finland and is okay and justified in my opinion, says the proud Finn. It is just you American faggots pushing your values on everyone else. Well, I mean,
again,
that's what he said. I mean, you know.
now what is the age of consent in fucking America anyway? Let me just see.
Well, it varies across the different states. So, yeah, it is different in different parts of the country just because of how each state does it in the United
Jesus
States.
fucking Christ. The federal law establishes the age of 12 as the minimum age of consent.
For the
Or
U.S.?
the age of... Yeah.
Wow.
Age of consent. Ages
Wow.
of consent in North America.
Wow. I mean, then again, the states raise it by themselves. So, I don't know. That's still pretty low in general, though. 12 is the federal. That means if you're in like D.C., you can have sex with you can be 12-year-olds and legally have sex. That's kind of weird.
Most of this is mostly about in regards to like ages of consent in North America. So like there's also some stuff in regards to Mexico and you know some.
This still isn't supported. It isn't in support of pedophilia. You know, I mean.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it just says like, dude, he's not being a pedophile just because. Yeah. Again, more talks more arguments about the age of consent. From the
Talking about Finnbolt is creepy. I mean, most of these comments are against what Finnbolt did. A lot of them clarify what he actually did, and saying, "No, it's not actually how it's being portrayed." But no one's saying, no one's supporting what Finnbolt did as, "Oh, this is good," you know.
Yeah.
Some people are clarifying, "No, this is what actually happened, and this is what happened," you know, clarifying the situation, which is still not supporting what was claimed against us leftists.
Yeah.
Discord image.
Six jokes true, but not a pedo. That's illegal.
Yeah.
No, literally human being.
You're reading that?
More stuff in the fucking Finn bullshit, which again we condemn. So I don't really know what to
Yeah, leftypol condemns that as well.
Yeah. So
pretty much.
Just keep on going. If it's more about the Finn bullshit, then
yeah, I mean,
yeah. This is more or less from Finn Ball's server. He's not a pedo.
This is literally just more of the same.
Yep.
Actually, this one actually says the word pedophilia.
Does not exist in part of the environment. If you can just cut off that source, and thus no pedos exist. And yeah, even that person said that's a fucking hot take. Yeah, and there's another guy who said pedophilia isn't a product of the environment. So again, it's basically just people on Finnball's server going absolutely fucking nuts at this point.
That was pretty much a big drama.
Yeah.
Yawn.
Stop with the homophobia now.
Even here it says these degenerate reactionaries need the gulag, shit like that. You know, concerning pedophilia and whatever. I assume. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you being serious? Lying Arabic, hating gays, yeah.
Gays
Gays are like pedos.
Okay, that's a very socially conservative take. Now, if you're gonna call, we already clarified for lefty poll, but if you're gonna call us SJWs, you know, like I mean, people like this are on Finntroll server. This is not really SJW at all, you know.
Hmm.
Even though somebody reacted Gulag, which is a disagreement, you know, this is a very socially conservative position, and even though you know it's obviously contested, but it's not contested in a way that it says no, pedophiles are good, you know.
Yeah,
I think you know,
I mean, it's still pretty fucked that the guys like considering that gays and pedophiles are the same thing, but like to say that geez Louise, all these leftists are fucking like social justice warriors. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. And again, that guy is also in a sense in a fucked up way against pedophilia.
Yeah,
like obviously he's like categorizing gays and pedophiles as being the same thing, and that's fucked up. But like he's still against the whole pedophilia thing in a sense. So
all right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Free therapy for being
we
a
offer
pedo.
people free therapy for being a pedo, but when they come to the medical center, we just open fire on them.
Okay, that's okay.
So again,
well, obviously, very socially conservative position.
Yeah, I was even going to say, like, like, fucking, let's kill pedos on sight. Yeah, geez Louise, we totally in support of that esoteric entity. Yeah, truly.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much more?
Actually, is the same image? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Solve it. Just more of the same thing, really, talking about pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
Even says here, all liberals need the gulag. So not really us as being SJWs either.
It's mental illness.
Yeah, like you know, jeez. All right.
So yeah.
An article about stop
childhood sexual abuse.
Pedophilia. I mean that concerns how to stop pedophilia, not support it as we are so claimed, as it is claimed that we're doing.
Send to an institution and forget about them. Yeah, they say pedos are mentally ill.
I would read this.
Above the age of 12. No, let's just read this. Okay, look, if she's above the age of 12, then she has similarly developed brain to a 25-year-old and therefore can consent. Opening up younger girls to the world is better for everyone, allowing men to choose more effectively. No, it isn't pedophilia. It's not molestation. It's the bond between two people who truly love each other.
Yeah, that is a very that's actually the first time we've seen a position that is as far to the esoteric entity claim as it is. So but this, I mean, given how.
But again, that doesn't really represent.
Yeah,
the whole
given how we.
Yeah,
so you can target. I mean,
look, you want to target him.
I mean, you could make a claim for targeting him, but given how all the other evidence stacks against the communities as a whole do not endorse this, of course.
Yeah.
Once again, of course, people are not all going to think the same way. Even in this type of case. But given how generally people do not like this type of stuff, of course.
And for all we know, that could also probably be a fucking copy pasta. For all we know.
Well, actually, yeah, it could be a copy pasta. But I don't know. To me, it looks a bit too serious.
Yeah.
Whatever. We might even be misrepresenting their position as well. So who knows? Oh. Yeah. So who knows? Yeah, more shit like that. Islamophobia, which is socially conservative, by the way. Just saying for Western standards. Not SJW, shit like that.
Yep.
Just more of the same.
More Finntroll bullshit.
So
it's actually all finished, man.
Yeah. This is kind of going against the whole Finntroll. Not against Finntroll, but the claims that he's like a pedo and shit. And of course, I don't agree with this reasoning just because it's fallacious just because it's logically fallacious. However, a little bit fallacious, but not really supporting pedophilia. Finntroll's there talking about his shit. More
Yeah, now they're kind of talking about like relationships
Yeah.
with artists and so on and so forth.
Actually,
I regret
let's see what
doing
actually
it
Finntroll
because
says,
it's
because I haven't seen this yet.
Yep.
I mean, he regrets doing it himself. I regret it because it was technically a rape joke. Yeah. I mean, he admits to being wrong about this.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't an SW channel, as he says. I should have refused. So, I mean, even Finntroll admits that what he did was wrong. He doesn't support that shit. And people calling him a pedo do not realize that he, of course, was wrong. And I'm surprised. I now learn that he takes the same position that I did in that situation concerning his actions.
Yeah.
More talk about age of consent. More talk about age of consent.
Yep.
More age of consent. More age of consent. More age of consent. More Finntroll slash age of consent. Age of consent slash Finntroll. Finntroll slash age of consent. Yeah. It was a shit post. Gone wrong. Gone sexual. 100%.
It's just a joke. Is a level of defense. Like, yeah, even people have like fucking called him out on it.
Showing that there is varied opinion on the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, one. Yep.
How many do they fucking take? Jesus.
Yeah. Like we're a rape cult. What does that say?
I think it's calling Finntroll obviously a rapist, and now this guy's calling Finntroll's server a rape cult, which is pretty extreme, if you ask me. Deport who? What the heck? Yeah, it seems like this image just comes out of nowhere. I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think I think it's about Israelis or Jews. What this guy's talking about.
Yep. And what's this?
Where
can I post my
I hope it's a shit post. I really hope.
Yeah, I really do. So that's like
because Finntroll does have NSFW channel, but I'm pretty sure no porn is allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. More of the same B emojis. More B emojis and more same shit. Talking about
that's stuff. Literally why the fuck a 14-year-old
this is against pedophilia, obviously.
That's a crime.
Kind of how we're in right now with esoteric entity and bluism.
Yeah.
So shit like that.
Was he hot? That dodged the question.
Shit post. Fucking eggplant emoji. From the ashes of humanity rises Stalin along with Kremlin and whole USSR.
Oh yeah, this is I think this is the whole.
Yeah, but it's talking about World War III, whatever the hell that has to do with what we're talking about. More of the same shit. Oh wait, okay. These are the Maoist part of the Maoist Tojuism images. So that's of course.
Yeah.
I know Kablama was against pedophilia, against what Maoist Tojuism did.
I have no idea who you are. You literally just we literally just met. Saved.
Yeah.
I think Captain Kablama like fucking. How old is he?
I have no clue actually. World War III, MH, World War III. World War III. World War III, Luns. Holy shit.
Lolicons aren't pedos, dude. What? They're just like kids. Yeah, and again, guys sent that.
Yeah.
They're just like kids. Like Gulag.
Yeah, the Gulag reactions obviously tell that there are more people on the opposite side. Moving on.
Yeah. I don't know what the heck that
Soviet
that
lesbians
was. It looked like some. Yeah, Soviet lesbians. So yeah, basically a bunch of. He let her.
Are we almost done? Like, come on, dude.
He led a raid on a small leftist area where they posted child porn and gore. Okay, so
Who's
basically, Who are they talking about? I have no idea. They're talking about a Discord Antifa group with that dealt lots with them. So they're probably talking about
Yeah,
fascists.
I think that was referencing the other thing. Remember earlier when there was like, yeah. Remember earlier when there was like a guy who was complaining about gore and shit like that. Yeah, I think that was the same case.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, this is not even talking about pedophilia or child. Yeah, there is CP here, but it's talking about that whole raid that happened, which is unrelated to this entire situation.
Yeah. Fascists are cool in my book, honestly. Like, yeah, that's about fascists. Cool,
he's calling out the mods for this shit. And I know this. I know this guy was. I think he was kicked or banned for this. So, of course, yeah, for lying about his ideology.
We've traded out things, but again, this isn't on the fucking Finntroll.
Yeah, this isn't Finntroll's. I mean, maybe you could make a. I mean, I know Discord themselves are against the alt-right baloney, so I mean, I'm not sure if this is against their policy. I don't know. Take this as you will.
Yeah.
Say we already saw this again.
Yeah, it's infiltrating fascists.
Again.
Yeah.
Hold up. We already saw this. I mean, yeah, we already saw this one again anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, someone's asking about the scandal, so it's not even about it. It's just asking about it.
Yep.
And people are calling others pedos, so it's obviously not seen in a positive light. Now, of course, you can tell that, this is not exactly in support of pedophilia either, as you can see.
Yeah.
Moving on. Finntroll and MH, this image again with Soviet lesbians. I don't know what that is. Romanian passport.
Passport?
Romanian passport again, still. Margaret Thatcher. Okay, now I think I'm getting back to the end now. Margaret Thatcher images of his profile and shit. Yeah, it says, do you support them? I don't know what them is. Of course, everyone in leftypol does to an extent. Some criticize them for being not strict/violent enough. Others praise them for being different reasons are the same. Everyone in leftypol damn, except one guy, a hojist. Hojism is autistic crap about being proud of people calling me a Stalinist and shit. So I don't know what them is. I think this might be framed as saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's probably like fucking. Yeah, maybe some sort of. So they don't really display what them is. It might probably be
Antifa. I think I don't know. We don't know. Oh, here it is. They were super epic. A bit more. Okay. Yeah, I think this is about East Germany. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And this is Jack Zanarchy, the person who took most of this footage and raided our server,
Yep.
Yeah, of course he's out now. Hey bro, I'm here, I got a question, blah blah blah. Spartacus League. Leftism, shit like that.
Most people support them.
The Spartacus League. Okay, they're asking about that. Wait, Bucko, do you know who the Spartacus League is again? Because I'm not familiar with that.
Well, basically, they're in Finntroll's commune. They were basically said that the Spartacus League supports ISIS or something like that. But like, basically, that's. But yeah, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know much about the Spartacus League other than they were, I think, like the people from like Rosa Luxemburg's commune. I'll just look it up. I'll
just go through the rest of the images. I don't know. I feel like I've never heard of them, so I don't know. Margaret's saying that I support these guys, even if they are.
Yeah, it's a political. Yeah.
And what?
They're from the fucking US. They're
Oh.
basically Trotskyists.
Oh, so this okay. So these are Trotskyists. Okay.
Yeah. Controversy. So yeah. The Spartacus League is considered particularly notorious by some groups of its defense of the North American man-boy Leveson and defending North Korea from capitalist restoration. The Spartacus League also has criticized the bombing of Islamic State targets.
I've never heard of them, so I can't say that I support them. I literally never heard of them.
So again, I don't really see how exactly. So yeah, it doesn't seem. This whole fucking thing seems staged. That all of
Fisher says it. I mean, I'm not sure if he's staging it or if he actually saying that, but I've never heard of the Spartacus League. I mean, of course, in this drama I've heard of it, but I never knew who they were until now, except.
But yeah, at this given point in time, it seems staged considering the fact that one, most of us shitpost against ISIS, and two, most people hate the Spartacus Leagues because they're a bunch of fucking trots.
Boom.
I could literally, I reckon I could literally find something on leftypol that's like anti-Spartacus League. Hang on a second.
I would say Margaret is just wrong. Because I've never heard of these guys before, and I never really see them talked about at all in the server. So I don't know. They could probably. Margaret is probably, I don't know. I'm being untruthful. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, literally in fucking and there's one guy called XXX Baguette Lover. Capitalism is big A. In America, there was a political organization called the Spartacist League, which is Trotskyite and supports the literal pedophiles.
What else is?
And instead form Spartacist leagues. Yeah, have you ever considered founding a new Spartacist league from Margaret Fisher? Every country has Spartacist league. Link him about the article on Spartacist League's website about supporting ISIS from Du Bois. Neo-Spartacist League. All you guys should join the Spartacist League. The thing I like about the Spartacist League is that they went full on supporting ISIS, kind of fucked, and that it's fascist and they reactionary, but they anyway. So yeah, basically just a bunch of shit from people calling the Spartacist League like fucking big brained. American trots are fucking honestly, the Spartacist League.
I think what are they exactly?
Even from Servine, yeah. Even fucking Exuviate posted like an image is saying Spartacist League supports ISIS, which is literally I think yeah. So this is literally all the ones that I fucking found. About 17 results, and most of them fucking disavow the Spartacist League. So I reckon that fucking Margaret Thatcher or whatever the fuck, he's probably either talking out of his ass or he's shit.
I think he's just wrong. Or using to frame, because he talks about Germany, but I think I still think it's about the Spartacus League.
So yeah, we're talking about the German Spartacus uprising.
So what about them?
Yeah. Well, basically that's the one that was read by.
So I see what happened here. So Zanarchy on EE's gang is trying to connect that to leftypol. Okay, yeah. So
pretty much.
Yeah, so there is a difference between the Spartacus League that supports pedos and the one and the German one with Rosa Luxemburg and all that shit. Two separate things. Given how the chat goes, it is pretty confusing even to me. Who was involved? What was it?
Yeah. Because if he talks about East, and then fucking East Germany, then he's not talking about fucking America. So yeah, I think that it's a bit of a Freudian slip on Margaret's part.
And then Zanarchy just makes that connection that they support this Spartacus group when they're actually talking about the German uprising with Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a conflation made to slander us pretty much, and I think that's the main connection they were making. All right, moving on. Mm-hmm. That's just the beginning of the message that we already discussed. Ash's profile, we already looked at this. Botko's profile, we looked at this.
And I think we're back at the beginning. I think. Yeah.
Let me go all the way down.
Yeah, here's another thing. So so.
Shit. This is actually all the same, is it? Yeah. Yeah, we already covered. Okay,
no, we're close to the end.
To be fair, I'll go back here, and then we already saw this. We already saw this. Discussed this. Yup. Yup.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep.
Yup. Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. Let me just make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just talking about the drama. No, wait. June 25th. Yeah,
Yep.
they're just talking about the drama, pretty much. Nothing really out of the ordinary there.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind reading this?
Oh, yeah. Because she just came out and told us a time a Nazi almost IP finished her to rape her. If that's a warning here I will kill. If I get a warning here, I will kill myself. Please don't talk about your sexual attraction to children. Thank you. Well, as I said, I didn't follow the convo. Finntroll is pedo for this. Is pedo enough for this server? Make sexual innuendos in a discussion a lot about sexual assault.
Yeah, so
How
it
am I a
seems.
pedo?
Yeah,
I'm
so
14,
obviously they're
sake.
against Andy and his pedophile sounding shit. And I know personally that Captain and actually, I know Captain is a frequent user. Uninteresting as well. I'm not sure about Andy, but you know we can see that there's obviously a 2v1 dynamic where the majority is once again, as expected and as seen before, against the individual who's kind of the odd man out in terms of this whole weird behavior concerning pedophilia. Yeah. So once again shows that leftists are not pedophiles. Well, let me rephrase. Esoteric entity accusing all leftists of being pedophiles is not valid or true. Yeah. Once again, we already saw this. We already saw this. We already saw this.
Mm-hmm.
We already saw this.
That.
We already saw this. Oh no. We already saw this. We already saw this.
Yeah, I already saw that.
We already saw this.
Saw that.
This. This.
This. Yep. 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 Saw that again.
Yep.
Saw that again. Yep. 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 Yep.
Hold up. Oh yeah.
Yep. If anyone sees use this flag, they approach what? Block them, report them. These people are
clearly anti-pedo.
Again, person calling out a pedophile. Seriously, of all the fucking evidence that you chose, you've literally just to clarify this, esoteric entity and Operation Blue, whoever the fuck is doing this, you've literally got all this evidence of people calling out pedophiles. If anything, you're probably making us look good for calling out this shit. Like, for fuck's sake, what is wrong? Like, jeez Louise. What's wrong with these people? Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, anti-pedophile. Moving along. What's this? Never seen that flag.
They're just saying who these guys are, pretty much.
Why would they identify themselves as pedos? They wouldn't.
Okay.
They said, yeah. And...
Yep.
Next.
Seen that. Seen that.
Yep, seen that. Seen that. Seen that. Seen that.
And, okay. We're finally fucking done. This is the last image. Holy shit.
Yep, seen that.
Wow.
And that's it.
So,
yeah. Yeah, so, literally, the whole thing was just either people who were discussing the age of consent laws, people who were basically having philosophical debates, people who pretty much were condemning, like, you know, people who might have had any slight crypto-pedophilic sympathies.
Yeah.
So it was literally the biggest fucking nothing burger of them all. And
we covered all of leftypol that find in the Tsar Bomba drop. In terms of that, yeah, and as well as
Yeah, so yeah, the starter bomber was literally just nothing. This was basically like just to compare explosions and whatnot. This was literally just like this was literally just like a fucking
like come on,
like a cherry bomb. This yeah, I was honestly
Yeah,
expecting
pretty
there
much.
to be some actually really good shit, but
yeah,
there was nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing.
we can move on with
And
our
yeah,
lives.
so basically,
Finally,
that's it. So we can
yeah. So
finish
hold up, real
recording
quick.
this,
Hold up, real quick,
and we can
real quick.
with our lives.
So
Yeah,
just to
fine,
clarify,
so, yeah,
we
thanks for letting
covered
us- yeah,
we
so, yeah,
covered
thank-
all of leftypol accusations that I could
Yeah.
find in the image folders. I didn't touch the zip files, just because I assumed all the stuff that was
Yeah.
already in the zip files was already in the image files already on Google Drive. So we covered all of leftypol and some socialist server and some of Finntroll's. But we covered all the bases for the unofficial leftypol server that I could find, and I think that can convince you that the leftypol server is not SJW, not pedophilic, and what was the last claim? It doesn't support ISIS. So
It doesn't support ISIS.
yeah, that's a wrap. That's a fucking wrap. Now I'm gonna insert my own
Congrats,
plug and
fucking
say
like,
please
yeah.
subscribe to me because I'm fucking tired and I really I'm a shill for myself. Thank you very much. I think Vodka agrees as well. Yeah. All right. Well, we're done.
Yeah,
Woo!
subscribe to Danov. He's a fucking
Alright.
legend.
I
So,
will
yeah.
see- yeah.
Yep.